Hello everyone, welcome to ZSR. Yeah, at this point I'm even out of words for introductions because I'm doing so many of them. So don't even get me started. Hi Scatter, what up? How you doing? That was a great introduction, I guess. So let's mute the music. Which makes no sense because we have the music soon again on the bracket screen, but whatever. We go over to the bracket screen and I present you our commentators who are today Consultant August 40s and Ice Kosojin. Was that right?
Hey.
I hope so.
I think you mispronounced consultant, actually.
Yeah, I missed Consultant. That was my bad
Yeah,
entirely.
Yeah.
I was worried about consultant as the least pronounceable name of the commentators, but
Yeah,
we got there.
That's
we
bad.
got there.
So yeah, here you see the brackets, and as you can see, we already are past 3 matches. Last night, the bot announced it a billion times, as I heard. One Barrel beat Roadrunner, and Raikaro beat My Cat. So we have the second round match already confirmed, which is Raikaro against JFM. And today we will find out who is facing up against the winner of What the Hell's Happened against Max. Bot shouldn't spoil it today. I fixed it. I hope. I seriously hope. So, without further ado, so yeah, I said that last time, but it should be fine now. Guys, are we ready for commentary? I guess so, right? So let's move over.
Sure.
Here we go, and I'm gonna mute myself, and everyone enjoy the fun.
A little bit of a wait for the countdown.
Should be any second.
Hi, chat.
What's up, chat? I'm
Say-
mute.
Say
What's
hello if you're here. Hi, ATZ. Hi, Lost the Pirate. Hi, Hamster. How are we this evening? Or afternoon, if it's after.
Oh, and it looks like the race has started.
Yep, nice crimson red tunic got here.
Alright, one of
Looks like the timer is not starting, but get that sorted out. Looks like they're both going for the Kokiri sword.
Yep, unlike my cats, neither one of these runners is gonna skip this easy chest here.
Did my cats
money.
miss this chest last time? And did it have something good? Forgot.
Nope, it just had a Hylian shield, but I guess Mike just doesn't get this chest.
Well, it did take a while. It does take a little bit to get that, as opposed to the 4 chests in Mido's house. So, it's only 1 check.
I mean, he made it all the way to the brackets doing it.
Yep.
I didn't even see the I haven't actually seen any of the bracket races so far because I've had lag.
Ooh, there we go.
Spoilers.
We got go mode item right out the bat with the bow there.
Ooh.
And not sure what's going on Marco's screen.
It's like, some more capture card problems? I don't know.
So, do we think that with getting the big ruby in the Kokiri chests, someone's gonna go straight to Deco Tree?
That's what I would assume. It looks like
That's
it's-
never really
it's-
a
do
bad
that right
idea,
after
is it?
Midos.
It's possible. That being said, sometimes you still want to go straight to market or the open grotto and kind of just route that in with the Lost Woods checks.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just I think with the big ruby in the Kokiri sword chest, it makes it a little bit more valuable because you don't have to go collect rupees and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, I would say, like, if you have to collect rupees, it's probably not worth it because you can just go straight to market and then you can get it from going up on the chains near the draw gate. So.
Do we have? Does everyone else have issues on Marco's screen?
Yeah,
looks like it.
It's
Yeah.
his
Still
stream frozen. I told him, if he didn't notice it for 10 minutes, sadly, we will have this
10
image for
minutes.
10 minutes, which is awful, and I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do.
It's alright, we'll just have to go off of a Sonic screen, and then hopefully hope for the best when he comes back.
Yep. So it looks like
Shit.
Sonic is going for the open grotto near Lake Hylia.
I mean, chances are Marco also took this route.
Lots of back walking. So yeah, if we'll just theorize about what Marco's doing. So if you imagine on Marco's screen now, there's some back walking and then dropping in the grotto to pick up the chest.
I mean, it is possible that Marco did do that Deku tree play too. We'll have to wait and find out.
So nothing in that open grotto but a heart container. I think he's going towards the Gerudo Valley heart pieces, just getting those out of the way.
It's not a bad idea if you do it though. Is the sound work?
Yep, I believe the sound should be working. So it's getting a little close towards nighttime. What he's probably going to do is he's going to fly to the left side, and then he's going to pick up the chicken and go fly to the waterfall. And usually what happens is you save and quit at this point, and then you just start walking back to the market from Lost Woods.
An alternate strategy would be to swim all the way down into the lake, maybe set your Scarecrow song and take the owl up.
Yep.
Saves a task on the Scarecrow song as well, doesn't it?
And Sonic finding the Zora tunic down here.
Yep, quite nice, but not necessarily required. I would say red tunic is probably more valuable than Zora tunic, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to do water without the tunic than it is to do fire.
Yes, I remember watching one of Barrels' streams, and he was doing Volvagia with without Goron tunic, and he was having a bit of trouble. Wow, 2 bows at the very start.
To be honest, I've been there myself where I've had trouble with the fire tunic. Not a good position.
Yeah.
We know what the medallions are.
Let's see.
I'm just making a note of it myself because I don't have the stream. But Gomez, the fire medallion, so that's from the Decker tree. Morpha has the forest medallion. Twin Rover has spirit, so that's vanilla. Bongo Bongo has the Kokiri emerald. King Dodongo has the water medallion. Baronade has the sapphire. Ganon light medallion. Volvagia has the Goron.
Is that true? Where are you getting this information from, actually?
Discord.
Discord, I see. Alright.
Tresco, so I assume it's a reliable source.
Oh, what? Oh, that medallion information?
Yeah.
That's, yeah, that was me. I cheated.
Fucking Trez, dude.
No spoilers.
Hey guys, actually, yeah, Marco is actually at the credits. He wrong warped to the credits, so he's done. It's just you can't see it because his capture card's broken.
Yes, we'll find out what's
Sonic getting that Skulltula. Now, I'm assuming he'll either do ZL in the guard sequence, or he'll go ahead and check the stones, maybe go adult. But first, he'll buy a shield. Or some nuts, never mind. Wow, that's a lot of nuts. Some sticks. So maybe he's thinking of going to Deku Tree. Then he's gonna do shooting game. Pretty typical.
I think I have Marco's audio. I think it's just his video that's frozen, and I could hear dog noises. So I think Marco's currently in nighttime mode. That's my theory.
Yeah, I would believe it's just his capture card. It seems to seems to be happening more during these bracket races.
Would be the perfect time for technology failure. Some
Of course.
point. Doesn't leave us with a lot to talk about in terms of comparisons, though.
No, it doesn't. Hopefully we get that fixed soon.
I believe 8 minutes. 2 minutes.
So it looks like Sonic is going to be doing... Oh no, so he's not going to be doing ZL. Oh, he's going to do Richard first is probably what he's going to do. Going to get a red rupee. Yeah, so maybe we can talk a little bit about the medallion spread as well. I find it interesting. So
Yeah, I'm just sort of making a note of what is where.
right. So Shadow Temple is not required.
Yeah, that was
technically.
free.
Oh, I mean Shadow Temple. Shadow Temple is the Kokiri Emerald.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, so it is. So
Not the Shadow Medallion.
that has a lot of requirements as well, doesn't it? So,
Yeah.
barring any sort of creepy, weird old dungeon seed, it should be pretty fast seed, I would think.
Yeah, so
Should be
Fire
in the operative word.
Fire Temple is not required either, technically, unless... So keep in mind that there could be a dip in all of these places. There could be required items in all these places, right? So not saying that they aren't required, but they have a chance of not being required, right?
Yep. And luckily we also have Deku and Dodongo, two relatively free dungeons as medallions. Early bow, nice to find.
Oh yeah, this could be a fast seed.
Could be. But knowing everyone's luck, it'll be like a 4.5 hour crazy seed where absolutely everything's required, and Sun's song from Ocarina of Time or something crazy like that.
Yeah, there's always one item, right?
Yeah.
Long shot. Yeah,
Yeah,
water's
that'll be
still
it.
required.
How come chat knows things before we can see?
Maybe they're paying attention to
The
yeah, I
sound.
think Marco got ZL actually, so it's on his tracker.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yep. So Sonic doing the guard sequence. He is
I
Sign
always
up.
fail it. And
Wow.
you do though, don't you? You miss time of movement or randomly get caught. That doesn't look like good orange for the final guard. The second guard's a little bit close for my liking.
Yep. So I think there's a configuration sometimes of the guards where sometimes you're able to just kind of back walk through the right side of that last square area, but it doesn't look like it this time. Yeah.
You're playing with fire if you're going with that strat.
You're playing with fire, son. Yep. So chat was right. Vanilla Zelda's Lullaby, which is pretty good at this stage.
Yeah, it opens up a few things, doesn't it? Opens up another song track from the Sun song track. And I think Marco's reset his capture card right now, so we should have Marco back any minute. We can maybe start talking about the comparison of what they've done so far. But I think they've gone pretty similar routes so far.
Looks like Sonic is headed into Lon Lon Ranch. Get these 3 quick checks.
Looks like he's going to do the chickens. So sorry, when chat spams chickens, do they mean this one or do they mean Kakariko?
Oh!
Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
We got both.
Looks like he's doing
just
the
came
other.
online. So yeah, they're both doing different chickens at the moment. So maybe that's why chat's spamming it. Maybe they just want chicken. To which I would suggest they order a nice chicken kebab like I am.
Oh no, they weren't spamming it. I just was hoping they would spam it because I've seen them spam it before. So chat, spam chickens. I don't believe anything was on the Coco game, Malin's Coco game.
Looking at Marco's tracker, looks like he picked up the boomerang somewhere.
Was that
Boomerang.
from the chickens?
No, it was the heart container on the chickens. So
It might have been from the man on the roof, or maybe that open grotto.
Yeah, I think it's got to be from one of those. Come to think of it, so that's good.
I was looking at chat to see if they were spamming chickens and missed everything that happened. Easily distracted.
Did either of you guys catch that song that Malin taught us?
Nocturne.
Nocturne.
Which is a decent song to have early, I think.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not the best warp because you still have to like walk through a graveyard, right? But I guess it's okay for like early mass quest, maybe.
Yeah, it
speeds
up the whole sort of second child section, really.
Yeah.
Gets you masked nice and quick. It just lets you travel a car.
Yep. Yeah, I would prefer Prelude personally, since it means you don't have to manage day night cycles at all, or Sun Song for that matter. But yeah, Nocturne not bad. It's also interesting to note that so Marco got Boomerang, but Boomerang is mostly for Jabu Jabus and a couple of other things like Skulls. Jabus, I believe, is not a required dungeon. It's a stone, right?
Yeah.
And then we also got Nocturne, which is also for a not required dungeon, a stone.
Oh.
So. And that Boomerang, though, helped out Rakaru yesterday, getting that graveyard bean piece. You know, it saves an extra bean that you don't have to buy.
Yeah. Coming back on to that, though, I think that with these early signs of stuff for Emerald Dungeons, it's either going to be like all or nothing, I think. As it usually is, it's like a 50% play, isn't it? Nice go-run bracelet for Sonic there, though, from Deku
on I believe that's a map chest, vanilla map chest in Deku. Pretty good.
So the routes are starting to diverge a little bit here, and I don't think Sonic's been to CAC yet, has he?
Nope. No, he has not. It's interesting that he decided to skip CAC.
Yeah, I
looks like
thought getting
he's
I
doing
thought
the,
getting
three
Nocturne he would go
child
straight
songs.
to a cat.
That is true. He got Nocturne. Maybe he's planning on routing it in just with the warp song.
It's a pretty standard route to hit up the market, check Zelda, and then Malin, and then safe quit to the forest and knock out the Deku tree in the Lost Woods.
I usually actually do all of CAC and all of like the mass quest before I actually go back to Lost Woods. I don't know if that's actually a good route, but that's what I do.
Yeah, I tend to like doing that. Come on.
Yeah, I think it depends on the seed.
Especially if you consider he's got ZL anyway, so he can grab the Sun Song check while he's in the graveyard. Would make a lot of sense. Sonic's not having a time with these dying.
Oh, yuck. At least they didn't
What?
get knocked all the way down.
Why can't we be friends?
I can't be friends. Come on, chat, sing along. You know you want to.
Oof. Okay, I think he's past it. I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, he's in the clear.
he's in the clear.
That hurt to watch.
It's okay. I think
Not as hard
Danny
as
B-
runner guy
I-
doing that Epona race like 5 or 6 times in qualifiers a few weeks
Oh,
ago.
is that true? I did not
Yeah.
know that happened.
It was pretty rough to watch.
I was just gonna say, I was watching Danny B's glitchless world record, and he actually fell once on the Skulltulus, so I felt better about myself.
Sonic picking up a wallet there in Deku Tree.
That puts Fire Tunic into logic, doesn't it? Just carrying on with this early Emerald.
Yep.
Thing.
Yeah, a lot of early items. No hook shot, but yeah, with that strength, once we get hook shot, we can technically do forest, right? And once we get bombs, or even bomb choose, if you know the bomb choose strat for the dongos, we can technically do all of the dongos,
Yeah.
although it's not in logic.
We don't care about logic.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? You can get it done without it being bad.
Yep, so Sonic using the broken stick strategy. Actually, Marco hot on Sonic's tails, but in terms of his progression, he's a little bit ahead because he's already done Kakariko. Yeah.
Ooh, we got a butter sword there in the basement.
Yeah, so that puts a couple of things into logic. Once they get Song of Storms, it puts Well into logic because they have Zelda's Lullaby. Or it puts Dead-Handed Well into logic. It also puts Fishing Monka S into logic.
And it also means they can be a little less stingy with those sticks.
Yeah, this.
Yeah,
Sticks
that's
are-
always
that's-
nice. Yep. That's gonna be good for like Child Spirit. Ooh, failing the B1 skip.
I
It's okay.
always fail the first time.
It never fails.
See,
I've
I'm
been trying to learn
I'm still-
this. I've been trying to learn the Sundare skip. Looks like he's doing maybe a different setup this time. Sorry,
let's
what
hope
were you
it
gonna say?
works because Marco was catching up to him. I was just saying, like, it took me a long time to learn this, and I never get it on the first time.
Yeah, I would say with this setup, I think it's pretty precise with the C up, to be
Uh-oh.
perfectly honest. If you're like off by a little bit, it's a little unforgiving.
Yeah, it's yeah, it can be quite unforgiving at times. I don't think it's the most unforgiving. So
Yeah, maybe not the most, maybe a couple of pixels for sure. there's actually a way to backflip and get your stick lit by that right torch.
Yeah.
That's also 1 frame. So Sonic pushing the block and doing a little jump instead.
That tends to be my strategy.
Oh, Sonic told me he was very distracted due to real life stuff happening right now. Wow,
Oh wow.
unfortunate. I hope he's doing all right.
I hope it was just like a pizza delivery or something like that, you know?
I'm distracted because I'm really freaking hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Marco also distracted from obviously his capture card not working. He still made pretty decent progress, all things considered.
Yeah, despite.
Yeah.
Yep, he's a pro. He can handle a little capture card malfunctioning.
Spider is down. See if Mark can do a B1 skip first time. Having the sword make. Yes.
And Goma just holding that Deku shield.
Oh, so Marco going for the 1 frame on the right torch, failing it,
Oh, he gets
getting
it.
it the second time. Impressive. Yeah, the left torch has a 4 frame
Impressive.
window with the backflip, as Average Greg was saying. Average Greg is a top 20, 30 Eclipses racer. Check him out. But the left torch has a Deku Baba in the way.
Hey, Scatter, you're laughing in chat, but I'll be ordering pizza at some point. Pretty hungry.
Wow, you're 13th, Greg? Congrats. Yeah, you've been getting a lot better times, so good on you. Anyways, I don't think anything was on Goma, but Marco,
No, Deku shield.
one of 3 Deku shields. I think, can you 1-cycle Goma with the Deku sticks?
Yep, you can.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty new to it though. Like, I'm learning things as I go.
Yeah, no, it's possible. I've never one-cycled Goma, but I've seen it done.
I think it may be easier with the Kokiri sword, because in a lot of runs, you see people 1-cycle Goma with the Kokiri sword. So maybe it's faster to attack with the Kokiri sword.
Interesting to see which of Sonic Stip we're both gonna go for the Sorry song chat. So they've both pretty much done the same route as far as I'm aware. Do we know if Marco went to Gerudo Valley for the Heart Piece checks?
Oh, that's true. He didn't. He didn't.
Well, we don't know. We're unsure, right?
Uh,
Or I guess he would have had the tunic if he had done that.
yeah, I don't believe he did.
So we've got, that's one thing Marco's missed that Sonic got, and Marco's got Cat where Sonic
Right.
missed it. So they're probably around.
He'll probably route those in, I'm assuming, towards the end of his child checks. So I guess that means Marco's not really as far ahead as I might have implied earlier. I mean, CAC still does take a little while. Those chickens do eat up a lot of time.
That's like 3 or 4 minutes for Cat.
Yeah, but Gerudo Valley is a big trek.
Another thing, Marco has that Keaton mask, so he started that trade quest.
Looks like Sonic failed the memory game. I remember I've had times where like I got so tilted and I just like failed the memory game like 5 times.
Ah. Oh, gauntlets.
Ooh, early double strength. Crazy. So, if you think about it, that means 1 more item for Spirit.
Yeah.
Or
Which
it
is-
could be
But you could, no, you couldn't get that.
Well,
but
okay, there's
if
hook
you
shot.
got
There's hook shot. So 2 more items, but still.
in before hook shot in spirit.
Yeah, you don't see 2 free strengths very often.
No, you don't. I still believe there's going to be like a shadow dip. Just the question is it going to be like deep shadow or like the first 2 checks?
It looks like Sonic might be gonna do a death warp after he picks up this song. Saves a little time.
For Sorry's song.
Wait, Vanilla Sarah. So Vanilla Zelda's Lullaby, Vanilla
Sorry
Saria's song. What kind of rando?
Well, at least Malin had that kind of spooky song.
Hey,
That's vanilla
Trez, did
too,
you
right?
turn the randomizer on?
Randomizer's definitely on.
It was a joke. Sonic heading straight to the graveyard from Lost Woods.
And unfortunately can't do anything here in the daytime because of that, kid who's brown nosing up the Dampy.
Yeah, one of the most annoying dynamics of the game, if you ask me, aside from the Ocarina memory.
I wonder if Test Runner can get that kid grounded so he never shows up.
That would be an interesting feature.
Oh, but it looks like Sonic forgot to do that song check in the graveyard there. Wonder if Marco's gonna grab it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's true.
surprised he didn't.
Well, you can always route that in going to Night Cack. Maybe if you want to route in like Dampy's Heart Piece game, which is a lot more forgiving in Randomizer.
A lot more forgiving in random.
It's weird, but it's almost like it's less random in Randomizer than it is in Vanilla.
But it's random. See,
It's
when I
called
first
Mercy.
started playing Randomizer, I actually started waiting until he went onto the soft spots and making sure I had a ton of rubies to play.
Yeah, and keep in mind too that the boomerang opens up that bean check in Graveyard as well. So I would highly expect them to be doing that sometime soon during their child checks.
Yeah,
Song
not
of
the
Time
easiest trick to
on
get.
Song of Time from the tomb as well.
Song of Time.
It's a bit of a dead duck, isn't it? It doesn't really do a lot.
No, definitely not.
But the things it does do are kind of annoying.
Yeah, I mean they have bow, so they don't need it for Forest Temple.
Yeah.
Opens
toilet.
opens up a check in Fire Temple, but you can technically get around that. So
Isn't it just a skull? Oh,
there's the skull and then there's the key.
Yeah, kind of at the top.
Toilet bowl and GTG. That's what it opens up.
yeah.
That is
Still
one
need
thing.
those iron boots though if it's gonna be in logic.
And then Water Temple, Waterfall and Water Temple as well after Dark Link. So
So Marco back in CAC, he's gonna probably sell this Keaton mask and head up maybe towards Death Mountain. Or maybe not.
I think he's just gonna go straight and grab the skull mask.
it's gonna get the skull mask and yeah, I guess save warp. Yeah, it's interesting how like they did all the Lost Woods checks, but they're still getting skull mask later. So they basically have to backtrack back to Lost Woods.
If they want to check out.
They want to get the
Yeah.
check.
I'm
They'll also
surprised
be able to
neither
do
has-
Skull Kid.
Yeah, because they have Sari's song as well.
They
don't
do have Sari's song, so they can route in some of those Goron, and they have Zelda's Lullaby. So they can route in some of those Goron City checks, although they don't have explosives.
See, I wonder what chat thinks. Do we think it's a good idea to pop into adult now and do adult CAC before going to sort of finish off the Lost Woods, just in case adult CAC gives them bombs?
Yep, I think that would be a smart play.
I wonder what chat thinks.
We haven't gone adult CAC, have we?
No, no one has, and I'm quite surprised.
Yeah.
Well, it would be kind of not rushed so much because that's not the meta anymore. But you know, the dip in, see
I
what,
guess so.
what the song is at least.
A lot of people maybe just spending more time in child nowadays before they go adult.
Oh, it looks like Sonic. Well, looks like both are gonna go adult now. So again, they've pretty much stuck to the same route, haven't they?
Yeah. So I don't think I think neither of them checked the stones, actually. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, I think most of these top 16 runners don't check the child stones
Right.
or for the medallions.
The question is, what after we route in some of these adult checks, and then we route in Skull Mask, what next? I guess we just kind of have to see what comes of these adult checks, to be honest.
Yep, we need
Yeah.
some kind of progression like a bomb bag or hook shot.
Hookshot.
Marco opting to use Nocturne, so is Sonic.
200 IQ plays. Sonic might grab the Royal Family too while he's here on this run.
I don't even
Yeah, I
know if
hope
it's
so.
that faster to warp actually than to just like walk from castle, but I don't know.
I'd probably say it's faster to walk.
Yeah, and they can kind of clear out the graveyard from the back end, go through CAC, maybe do the archery game, and then
Yeah.
up towards Smoke Mountain.
Yeah, because you have to do all those checks in the town anyways, right? Get the song.
And actually, what he could do after the end of his second race is just take that back entrance, and now that he has a Song of Time.
Yeah, I guess that's not bad as practice.
There was Song of Time. RNGesus take the wheel.
So, place
The
your
bombs.
bets in chat for the Dante time for Marco's first Dante run. I'm personally going to say 48.
Yeah, it's pretty close. That would be like 50. Yeah, it's about, wow, impressive.
Oh, I was off
47.
by a second.
Wow. Is that like the best possible time, pretty much?
I think I've seen people get faster than 40.
Yeah, I've seen a super slide strat. Of course, super slides not legal in these races.
I don't even think people do super slides in the glitch categories, to be honest. It's probably not worth it. Probably takes more time to set up.
And I think I saw a world record video of it though.
And we've
But,
got Marco's second Dante run if you want to put your guesses in chat for his final time. I guess we're gonna have to delineate that from Sonic's guesses though, so if you want to guess for Sonic.
Ice arrows on the vanilla hookshot check. Going to be quite useful in another game called Majora's Mask. Not this game though.
47 again, that was solid.
Wow. And
200.
nothing on Dampy's rate. Oh, unfortunately. Looks like instead of voiding out, he's going to opt to use Song of Time to go out through the windmill.
I mean, it does kind of make Song of Time that little bit more useful.
Yeah, we'll
Yep.
save him a handful of seconds as opposed to voiding out and going back through the graveyard.
I thought he can do that as well, instead of doing the link jump.
Sonic 54 on his first Dampy
Guru with the Bolero of Fire.
Bolero. Not a bad pickup.
So Bolero opens up another song. He can't get to Goron City yet from the Bolero area because he can't get across the bridge without hookshot or hover boots. So once he gets those, it'll be very useful for getting to Goron City and getting to Forest Temple and Lost Woods area.
Yeah.
Impas House is highly in tune.
Unfortunately, voiding out that purchase that he made a few minutes ago.
Yeah, that's always what happens,
I
right?
tend not to buy one just in case you pick one up.
Yeah, I think Sonic didn't pick up a shield, so be a nice find for him.
Marco's on archery. Yeah. I'm just curious as to when the paths might start converging because they've pretty much done the same route so far.
I think typically paths start converging a little bit more like mid-game, where you need a couple of items to get done with certain dungeons. So that's maybe like 30 or to an hour away from
I
here.
think I meant Diverging.
I was just about to say something like that. I think that's the wrong word.
Yeah, it is. It is the wrong.
Unless it's opposite day where you are. I don't know.
It is opposite day in the United Kingdom. Next time. It's tired day for me. I got woken up by a fire alarm at like 3 AM this morning, and I couldn't get back to sleep. Marco opted to go up Death Mountain rather than go straight to Bolero.
Just gonna check this heart piece. Bean heart piece, I guess. Loopy!
Making a play for the Dongo.
Oh, that's interesting. I like this play a
is-
lot, actually.
He's hoping he finds either bombs or bomb chew somewhere in here so he can.
Or
clear it
even
as
just a
opposed to
hook
double
shot.
dip.
Yeah, because if you think about it, how many checks are open from this? Like what, like 3, right?
The lobby, the staircase, or the compass chest, and then the 2 up top.
So 4, actually. 4, yeah. So I like this
Isn't it
play.
without bombs.
Yeah, he can get all of those without bombs because he has strength. So he can't complete the dungeon without bombs because he has to light the
Yeah.
eye. But you can get these 4 checks. I like this play a lot.
And there's the shield for Sonic.
Oh, interesting. He's doing it with the bow. Lighting the staircase bomb flowers.
Bowden's Fire. Interesting strats available here in Rando.
Sonic opting to go straight up to Death Mountain Bolero.
Marco could have also shot a bow into that bomb flower. That'll make it blow up just a little bit quicker.
Missed opportunity.
Ooh,
Oh, that's a
Requiem
nice song to
on
get.
Bolero.
Are we gonna chain them together?
Wow. So that opens up a lot of checks, actually,
That
because
does.
both child side and adult side, because they have silver gauntlets, right?
Yeah.
So I would highly expect runners to be heading towards that as a priority after
Yeah.
they get done with some of these checks.
I think Sonic is just gonna head into this one chest here and then probably warp to the desert.
This
Because
is gonna be the sub 2.
and I don't think Sonic can get back up out of Fire Temple from here.
And I think it gives Sonic a little bit of advantage if Marco doesn't find anything progression-wise in DC.
So
Then-
Sonic found a key in that chest. Might be going in here just a little deeper.
Yeah.
Although it is a stone dungeon, so hope he doesn't stay in here long.
I think Sonic has to do these checks anyways at the doggos, right? So
Yeah.
he's gonna check these things anyways, and then Marco's gonna check Bolero.
Yeah, but Marco might not jump into Fire Temple.
Still, he hasn't gained any sort of advantage from jumping into DC yet, has he?
No,
Nope.
there's nothing been in here at DC.
Yeah, I don't discount him for doing that play though. I might have done that play.
Yeah,
Too.
it's not never bad to do a required temple, is it?
All in logic, right? Unlucky.
Place your bets on the song in chat. Though I'm a little bit late
That's
for
what I'm
that, I think.
guessing.
Minuet. Oh, Epona.
Pona song. You don't want to see that.
That opens the 10 big pose, or our single pose, the flags
Hello.
may have it, and
Or GTG.
GTG archery.
If you think about it, they've already got silver gauntlets, they've already got Song of Time, so there's a lot of checks open in GTG that just really just need a hook shot, don't they?
And there's a way to do a lot of GTG without a hook shot if you know the strats. So
It's like Sonic's just gonna go back to child.
So here we got our first divergence of the route.
Yeah, I'm liking Marco's option to go into Goron here and use the silver gauntlets to get the maze checks done. Never got much from it, but I don't think it's ever a bad idea to do something along those lines.
Yeah, you can't get that last chest as a child, so best to go in there as adult, get all three of them done at once.
It looks like Sonic's gonna go straight to Child Spirit.
It does have that boomerang, so he can do those first two checks.
Yeah,
Hope he doesn't get key blocked.
It's a required dungeon as well. Marco missed the bomb on the first attempt. The Link Goron.
get some arrows for his troubles.
Yeah, a whole lot of nothing from this early seed. There's that boomerang, bow in Mido's house. Not much else so far.
Gauntlets.
Oh yeah, what is Sonic doing? I guess he's waiting for night. Let's see.
I don't know why he would be doing that.
Yeah, I don't. Is there a Skulltula that I just don't know about? Maybe. I don't
No.
know.
Unless there's some kind of mechanic for the spirit temple that works in nighttime that I've never heard about.
Oh, he's
Anyone
waiting
in
for
chat?
for Dampy.
Damn.
He's waiting for Dampy. He's
Okay.
manipulating the day-night cycle so he can do the Harpies game. I see. He's waiting until it's like almost dark. That makes sense because he could just warp over to graveyard, right?
Yes.
So is he gonna do that right away? Nope, it looks like he's jumping
Just
into
gonna
spirit.
have a look at what's happening in spirit, I think.
Very interesting strategy.
Yeah, and he could have just been he could have done the one check that actually, yeah, the one check that was available on adult side for Spirit Temple before going Child. I think someone in the chat, maybe Rakuru, was talking about it, but I don't think it's a huge deal personally. Although that's a bit of a deal, losing his shield, because he can always go back and maybe getting a key here on Child side will open up things. What's your name? Tuturu? Rekeru? Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry. Tuturu.
Marco's making a play for the minuet check.
It's Sakurai.
Do you mean senpai?
Rakuru senpai. Please.
Senpai, notice me.
Alright, let's see if Sonic voids out in this room. I will be very impressed if he doesn't void out. Oh, he voided out. Goes back.
Song of Storms on minuet.
Ooh, Song of
Very
Storms.
fun.
Yeah, that puts most of well in logic as well.
So we have Epona Song and Song of Storms.
That
Looks
feels
like it could be quite a stormy seed. Ooh! Nice
shot
pick
in
up there,
spirit
Sonic.
temple.
Yeah. Good thing he did Child Spirit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Good on
think he's
him.
gonna
Yeah.
continue through there and see what's up top as well.
Yeah, that
looks
is
like
huge. Actually, that puts Sonic ahead of Marco, I believe. Because he can finish up all of Child Spirit, and then he can
Yeah.
just go do Forest, pretty much.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
Forest and Medallion Dungeon. So, especially if Marco doesn't decide to do Child Spirit, that could be a thing.
That's the
looks like
question.
Marco
Do
is
you
jumping
want?
in the
Would you want
fire.
to go adult here after getting that hook shot like immediately, or would you want to clear the rest of Child Spirit? I was actually watching a race that Raikuru was commentating
Yeah.
with Spike Vegeta on Spike Vegeta's channel.
Yeah.
And I think Sonic lost the race because he didn't finish Child Spirit, actually.
Really?
Because I think it was like progressive strength was on like the sun block room, actually. Yeah.
Well, see, the thing with the silver gauntlets is, with that one key, he could come back here as an adult and clear out the rest of
exactly.
Child.
He's got almost everything to get through. The only thing he's missing with Spirit now is Mirror Shield, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. I personally like clearing up all of Child Spirit, even though he did get hookshot, which is a huge deal. He doesn't have a source of fire, so he has some checks he can only do as Child. But
Yeah.
it looks like
That's a
he's
good
going
point.
to just bail out early.
Marco headed to the desert. He's gonna pick up his song here.
Oh, he doesn't have explosives. He doesn't have explosives for that Liz Alpha's room. That's correct.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops. No explosives yet. There's always something. Doing some cute backflips there. I swear, this grave digging game never gives me anything. Like, to be honest. See? Nothing.
Interestingly enough, Marco's opting to go and dip into adult side spirit. There's already a bit of divergence happening.
Hook shot number 2.
Unless he gets
it-
key blocked in these first 2 chests, he won't
It would
have to
be
do spirit.
insane. Can he get for that chest in there on ZL? I don't think you can get that without the hook shot or the hovers, can you?
Which one? Oh, the on the statue
one
here.
No,
You
you
can,
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really hard with hovers. I don't even know if it's possible with hovers.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah. I think I saw a race where someone was trying to do it. Ooh. Ooh. So that is an advantage on Marco's side.
Is it though?
Yeah. So if he decides to check Child Spirit, in fact, did he get a key?
The hook shot.
Oh, that's right. He can't do the lullaby chest,
Yeah,
so
he can't
that's
do
the
the
only
lullaby
check
check.
he can make.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oof. So that's the question here. If Marco goes to Child Spirit, he gets a big advantage, right?
Yeah.
Whereas,
It looks like it could be as well.
yeah, if Sonic goes Adult Spirit, he'll
Get a big
get a big advantage as well. But just
Well,
depends. Are these guys gonna prioritize different stuff?
Well, Sonic will go in there eventually.
I don't think Sonic will go to Adult Spirit. I think he'll go to Forest first because he has the hook shot and he can clear Forest. So if you look at it from his perspective with no mirror shield, Spirit doesn't look like a good bet so far. Maybe
That's
second.
true. You need explosives for the very last part of Spirit. So, unless you do Actor Glitch Kappa. Force might be the best play. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Force probably where they want to head next. After they finish up this child section.
Yep, it's like we're doing some Goron checks.
Marco's gonna turn in his skull mask, maybe play the song to Skull Kid, or not, never mind.
I think he may be going to the bottom of the well.
Sorry. Oh yeah, that's true. It's going to well, maybe?
But yeah, and there's an interesting dynamic could emerge here. If he gets a hook shot in the well, he may skip Child Spirit altogether and miss out on long shot until the late game.
Oof. That'd be brutal.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But if you think about it, there's no lens, right? So, although there is Kokiri Sword. So how many checks in well are actually in logic is the big question.
Well, for these
but there's also no explosives either.
For these bracket flags, the only thing that the well is in logic for is the chest minigame.
Oh, is that true? So it's not in logic in the brackets.
Correct. So everything in the well is in logic right now, besides those bombable spots.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yes, sir.
But
That's a nice change.
He has the strength upgrades, so he will be able to use the bomb flowers.
Yeah, he could do
That takes away one of those. Oh.
Ooh. Sonic opting to do the
Goron
pot heart
pot
piece with
the
bomb flower.
Yeah, let's see if he gets it. Good luck to him, because I'm not very good at that. Oh.
I have literally had a race where I spent like 30 minutes trying to do this with the bomb flower. So I usually opt not to do it with the bomb flower. Ah, but it looks like he might get it second try. That's pretty good. What a beast. What a beast.
Oh man, and Marco finding bomb shoes in the well here, so he can full clear this now. Again, not in logic because bomb shoes aren't in logic. But it's nice that he can just knock the whole thing out.
Bomb shoes are so interesting because you have to be so careful with them. But
Yeah.
if you use them wisely, they can get you a huge advantage, for sure.
Just depends what's actually in. Well, though, doesn't.
It's like not much yet.
Is Sonic going into DC right now?
Not as a child. I'll probably just grab this heart piece.
Yeah, he's gonna do the slingshot skip. What's
Oh,
this
more
slingshot skip?
bomb shoes.
More bomb shoes. What is he doing? Like RBA?
Renaissance Storms was on Minuet.
So how many bomb shoes is that for Marco now? Like 20 or 30?
15.
Yeah,
15
total. Got the 10 pack on the first one and just a nickel on the second.
So I'll definitely be watching that bomb shoe count to see how he uses those. For his wind, doesn't have magic, but good for doing speedy dungeons. Good for water temple, forest temple.
Yep, and that
Good to
wooden
have.
barrel Sonic race on what was it, Speedruns Underground on Spike's channel. Wooden barrel was making really great use of Pharaoh's Wind.
Yeah, it's always great to see. You don't always have it available to you in rando, but very,
If
very
it's
useful.
there, it's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Just gotta keep track of how much magic you're using though.
Yep.
So we've hit the 1 hour mark. Who do you think's gonna win, chat?
Ooh, there's the lens here at the bottom of the well.
Lens of truth. Doesn't matter anymore. Apparently.
Well, I mean, it'll get him the chess minigame. But other than that, Marco doesn't need lens for anything.
So we've got Sonic going back to adult, going back to child. Going back.
So where's he headed? To the Forest Temple? Maybe the Spirit Temple? Get his mirror shield?
I think you'll go to the Forest Temple. 'Cause if you think about it, he's gonna have he's got Spirit Temple like in logic, but he's always going to Bolero, going to. I think he's going towards Minuet.
Maybe gonna
Forest
get that
Forest.
heart piece at the top there? I don't know.
But if you think about it, for Sonic, he doesn't know that the mirror shield's in spirits. He's probably gonna be looking for the mirror shield for quite a long time.
Yeah, that's a possibility when the
Well,
item you need for a dungeon happens to be in that dungeon that you need it
Yeah.
for.
they're both looking for explosives, but yeah. I mean, I think if he goes adult spirit, right, he gets mirror shield, he could do a lot of checks because you don't really need explosives till the end. So it could be that explosives are actually within spirit.
Yeah.
I
And that's-
agree. Force seems really strong as well because you could just full clear that.
And that's
So-
Marco going to Child Spirit too.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good play from Marco.
And so it looks like, yeah, Sonic is just getting these checks out of the way. The little Link Goron check. Oh, and Marco and Child Spirit, so he's about to find Hookshot. So
Yeah.
Sonic's lead in that regard, a little invalidated. And then Marco's already done well. He didn't get anything from well, really, besides bomb chews, but
Yeah, bomb shoes are pretty big at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
they are, because he can full clear Child Spirit.
Yeah, only if he uses them wisely, though.
Well, there's not much else you can use them on in Child Spirit, really, for the
And
most part.
Spirit,
just-
yeah. You should maybe save one for Zora's River, because they don't have a scale yet. That'd be a good place to head over to. Then maybe some of those grottos, either in the field or Lost Woods.
I don't think they're a bad idea to get because they don't have a lot of requirements and they're open to start the game. I'm assuming bomb. Whereas if you start looking around dungeons,
No, I don't like the
That's
Zora's
check.
River checks in this case, actually, because I guess they may be in logic because of gauntlets, maybe? I'm not sure, but they're just kind of out of the way.
Well, the one lower heart piece in the grotto are actually free as an adult. Just to, most people don't want to go there as an adult. Save that one other heart piece. And maybe the frogs. You can't do the frogs as an adult either.
It's another meme. Frogs. Frogs?
Caro.
But I like the play. Yeah, look at Marco's face. He's got the hook shot. Ah! But I like just dipping into dungeons more personally at this point. Even if you can't complete them, like Spirit.
it will be Forest from Sonic though, so really getting some divergence in the route now. But I think Marco and Child Spirit, I think that's really put my head by quite a while.
Let's see. Well, Marco did Adult Spirit. I don't think. Yeah, Sonic hasn't done Adult Spirit yet, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't have that knowledge, which
Exactly.
right that says he can basically do most of Spirit before the explosives are required in the I guess the push the mirror room, whatever you call that room.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he hasn't done well either, right? So he doesn't have bomb shoes. Marco with bomb shoes can out of logic complete all of Spirit Temple, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Now the question is Sonic going to find... So that's interesting. I guess Sonic opted to do this the casual route. There's a glitchless jump you can do to... it's a ground jump that you can do to bypass all these guys, but doing the casual way pretty quickly.
Yeah, I need a really precise angle for that glitchless jump.
Sonic probably having a bit of a thinking emoji about that Song of Storms, as we all would, right? But he got the hook shot, so he's gonna go in. So the question is Sonic going to skip well? I think that's an interesting question because, you know, we've had a couple of races where well really hasn't really panned out. It like sorta did in this one where we got bomb shoes, but it wasn't like it was required, right? He could. Ooh. Yeah.
In terms of well, I think it's gonna depend on what he gets from Forest. I think if he gets maybe like iron boots, he might go dip water. That sort of thing, you know, like if he finds bombs, he might go DC. Just depends on what he finds here, really, doesn't it? It does sort of come down to who gets explosives and how well they're used.
Yeah, sure thing. So Rudo's letter is interesting. Getting some flashbacks to some weeklies. Could it be in all dungeons? Who knows?
It's certainly given a lot of the Emerald Dungeon logic early.
So yeah, if you think about it, all of Jabu's is in logic now.
Yeah.
All of Ice Cavern is it? Yeah, that opens up Ice Cavern as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Only
And
thing
that's a
missing for the
strong
ice
check
cavern
too.
are the iron boots for that underwater heart piece.
Yeah.
For Zora's Fountain. Yeah. So this
Nothing
is where the
paying out on
routes
Child
start
Spirit.
to diverge. Yeah, it looks like there's nothing in Child Spirit. So
I think Marco's gonna take on Knuckle anyway.
Take notes. This is a really clean fight for Marco. I can never
was
quite get
beautiful.
in the right position for that.
was he trying to get the silver gauntlets chest from
Yep.
Yes, he
inside with that boomerang? And silver gauntlets was nothing.
Look.
So a little bit of time wasted with that spirit, but probably would have done those checks anyways as adult or child. So got them out of the way.
And he can finish it as well.
Yep. So
And
we found anything in forest besides Sonic has bomb chews. I don't know how many, but he does have them.
well, we know it's not the 5 or the 10 pack. But that's a good find to have.
I usually prefer things in 6-packs personally.
Me too.
Haha!
Or several 6-packs arranged in an array. Marco taking a detour back to the Lost Woods by the look of it.
Yeah, he can do everything over here except that slingshot target.
I wonder how it pays off.
Oh, was that a clip, Sonic? JK, that's allowed. The Song of Time. If you're going from that courtyard room with the Dekubaba,
Yeah.
from the inside of it, and you happen to go inside of that Song of Time block, it's allowed. I just find that's a funny little quirk. The rule set.
Yep, there's a strat to do it the other direction, but that is illegal.
Don't like that. It's very much frowned upon.
Yeah. Also note that Marco is checking all of these grottos with bomb chews, so that he doesn't have to take a second trip when he has, I guess, gauntlets as adult, or he has actual explosives.
Yeah, the
So doing
gauntlets
those
aren't
checks.
gonna do anything for him.
I guess it puts all of those checks in logic if you think about it. It's just as adult, right?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Because you
Yeah,
can
'cause you
lose
can pick up the boulders with the gauntlets.
You can only pick up the gray ones.
Is that true?
Correct. So
it
these
is
brown ones and those red hammer rock ones you cannot pick up.
I know nothing about this game, guys. Don't listen to me.
No worries, man. There's so many things in this game that, you know, even 20 years later, once Randomizer came out, so many people were like, wait, what? That's a thing? Like putting on the skull mask and all of a sudden the keys aren't going to attack you anymore? I heard that, you know, a month or so ago. I was like, say what now?
How come we can't pick up those boulders? This game makes no sense. I mean, I already knew it made no sense, but now it makes even less sense.
Maybe the dark red or brown ones, the grey ones, sorry, are lighter than the dark one.
Something like that, maybe.
Who knows?
Unfortunately, they don't provide a scale in this game.
Well,
What
well, they
skull
do
mask?
actually provide 2 scales. There's a silver scale and a gold scale.
Not that kind.
And neither player has found either of those as it stands.
So, Marco
Other than
having a
Rito's
bit of
letter,
a powwow with his Deku buddies.
it's
Big
just
fat nut.
These nuts.
Nut, 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 nut.
Hey Marco, something came in the mail today.
What was it?
These nuts. Got him. Just waiting for chat to give me abuse for my bird holiday time.
Damn. Some nice jokes, dude. Nice jokes.
Thanks, man. I'm glad someone appeared.
Keeping it real. So I think Sonic already did these Child Goron City checks, so there's nothing here. So
I'm surprised he hasn't just gone straight back to Adult and dove straight into Spirit Temple. It's in Lord, and it's required.
I think he's thinking he might as well. The Skull Mask check is so high percentage, you might as well do that. And then along with Skull Mask, you can do all of these checks, I think is the idea, right? And then he has Bomb Choose, so you can do those other boulder checks, right?
yeah, it's just kind of
But yeah.
working on efficiency right now. You don't really want to be jumping between child and adult too much.
Yeah, maybe Marco should have done Forest Temple. You could argue that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's got 2 required dungeons fully in logic right now. You know, like he might pick up a trail in there, and if he doesn't start heading soon, it could give like just completely erode his advantage over Sonic as it stands.
Yeah, that's what happens, you know. Players don't know what has checks and what doesn't, and we've just kind of seen both of them go through them at different points. So
Definitely.
you know. Alright, Sonic, go fast. Forest Temple, long dungeon.
Yep, and you can't really skip any checks because you need all 6 keys.
Yep. At the very least, you're not backtracking as much. It's kind of linear in that regard. Unlike Water Temple. So I forgot. Do these pose have names?
They do. I have never memorized them.
Let's see. Wait. We're gonna open up the glitchless route real quick.
I do know they are female posed. That's about it.
Joelle, Beth, Amy, Meg. Is that the official? Are those the official names, or are those just like?
Yeah, that sounds right. And I know I've heard the names before.
Those don't sound Nipponese.
Marco waiting on the sun here. Looks like he wants to do dampy digging.
Killing some Stalfos. Nice Stalfos lag. Bow chest. Is this gonna be bombs?
Let's find out.
Ooh, magic.
But it was magic actually, so that's a big deal. Who is consultant in the commentary? I'm just a guy.
What sorts of consultations do you offer?
Insurance technology, to be specific. That's my day job.
Insurance technology.
Yep.
Man, I worked in insurance for a little while, and I don't think there's anything I could think of that's more boring. Like, I suppose technology side of it's probably pretty interesting. Are you looking at sort of like?
Are you dissing my job?
No, I'm now advocating for it. The technology
wanna-
side is probably pretty interesting.
You want to
There's a lot
fight?
of innovation.
You want to fight, man?
Yeah,
I'll beat you in
let's do
rando.
that. Let's.
Yeah,
Well,
you
not
guys
your
can
random.
settle your differences
is that
here
the-
on the Hyrule map.
Is that the bonus stream for after this race?
The bonus
there you
stream is
go.
2 shitters playing rando over grudge and commentary.
Well,
I'll
what you
fight
guys could do is you could play this very seed, see how much of it you can remember by the time it's over, and see who wins.
That's not even rando at a certain point.
Yeah, it's not, is it?
Yeah.
2v1, let's turn on him. No.
Okay. So
Just me then.
back to the game. So Sonic kind of getting through more of Forest Temple, and he so he's magic now, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it doesn't really put that much into logic at this point. I think you still need a couple of other items. You need like Dense Fire, pretty much, is what you need to put stuff
Yeah.
in logic, like Shadow Temple.
Marco just checked that 10 skull check and gets a whole bunch of nuts. His sack is pretty full right now. Got to be hard to move around.
I mean, he does sound French, so I don't think his sack reinfill's gonna be a problem. So
I think they pronounce it sucker. Sucker.
I think we're being encouraged in chat to have that fight, by the way. I think chat was pretty up for it.
I mean, it would be fun, but to be honest, I was just kind of feigning being pissed off. So don't actually have a grudge. Spoilers.
I know, we just have to make it entertaining for chat, you know.
Gotta keep them entertained.
Right? That's how they make them money. Boxers, when boxers trash talk each other, they don't really hate each other, they're just trying to make money.
Yeah, Zelda Randomizer is just like boxing. You heard it here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Marco getting some beans. I guess he's gonna plant one in a Colossus, and then another one Crater, probably.
Yeah.
Down to 3 checks. I am also a fan of planting a bean right there at the bean salesman, just in case ice is required. Or maybe have to come back up this way to get into Jabu. But Marco
Boomerang.
using nice work of that boomerang.
Oh, is that true? I guess Sonic did do 10 skulls check earlier, but I don't think it was anything.
That was the
Decker
nut
nuts.
upgrade.
Yep.
In terms of who we think is ahead, I'm gonna say at the moment I think Marco had a good advantage when he found the mirror shield, but I think Sonic's eating back into that now with Marco doing loads of child checks, because Sonic's now finishing Forest.
Yeah, so if you think about it, Forest Temple is like 20-ish minutes.
Yeah.
But so like Sonic's ahead in that regard. But after this, it looks like nothing's really been found in Forest Temple besides like Ruta's letter. So after this, he's probably gonna be following Marco's tracks.
Hover boots in Zora's River there. Not in logic. Or I guess it would be in logic because he can get there as an adult. But unfortunately,
can he get there as an adult?
Yep, the river is open. You don't need explosives to enter as an adult.
Ah, I see. Okay.
But unfortunately, another item that's pointing us to the Shadow Temple.
So if we were gonna say right now that this is all dungeons, how would that look? Why would it be all dungeons? Do we need a song? I don't think we do.
You know, you never know what's going to be underneath that second frog check, so it's possible
Yeah.
that's holding like the Sun Song at this point, or
One
yeah,
check.
I don't know.
That's a
But
good
then-
point.
But then again, Baronade and Bongo could also be holding, two of our go mode items.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually when it's all dungeons, there's a song, an Ocarina of Time, right? And it's like Song of Storms or something, right?
Nocturne.
Or Nocturne, right? But in this case, it doesn't really look like it as much. You're right. So the only thing maybe is frogs, but that's so low percentage. I feel. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's like
Frogs,
245 checks total in these tournament flags.
Yeah.
I like hovers because they make a couple of things easier. You can get that Death Mountain Crater heart piece check with it without playing
Yeah.
the bean.
Yeah, apparently there's also a way to use hover boots to get to the second Gossip Stone behind the Deku Tree a little quicker. I was in Rekaru's chat the other day and someone was mentioning that. I have not
That's
seen
true.
it done though.
I have not heard of that.
Instead of like seam walking. Right. Is it seam
Yeah.
walking?
Something like that. You're walking up on the roots.
Kinda
But a
like
lot
that.
of people don't even know that
Oh.
that second stone is back there. It looks
Ooh.
like a big Goron sword
on the
here.
diving game.
That's good. But Marco's not a noob, so he doesn't need it. Kappa.
Do we think Marco is gonna jump into Jabu Jabu? Just kind of gamble on it being an all dungeon seed and get it done while he's here?
It was him that got the letter, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right. He doesn't have.
No,
the
yeah,
letter.
he hasn't done Forest Temple. So Sonic playing a little tennis with Ganon. Finally beats him.
So actually, that big Goron sword could help Marco make up a little bit of time in that Forest Temple, especially with that boss.
Yeah. But it's just a question of where Sonic goes next. Sonic could finish DC now.
Yeah,
Got-
that's true.
Shows.
Did Sonic ever jump in it to begin with? I know Marco did.
I don't
I
think Sonic did.
Yeah, so we'll have to, that'll be a single dip for him.
So really, what we don't know about at the moment is the long shot and the iron boots and the light arrows.
And explosives.
Yeah. Those.
Oh, is that? I guess that is all we're looking for right now. Interesting.
So what do we think in chat? Where do we think Sonic's going?
Good
Looks like
question.
he's gonna hit up the Storm's Grotto, maybe do the other grottos in the Lost Woods with his pack of bomb chews.
Bomb chew.
Yeah, I think it's those checks. You will find nothing. And I think Marco's finally doing the Gerudo Valley checks.
Well, he'll also
Yeah,
get
he's right.
these grottos down here too.
Yeah.
Right.
I have a feeling that bombs are going to be in one of these grottos.
Bomber hammer blocked bombs.
Be interesting. Because that would mean it'd be out of logic still, right?
Yeah.
Unless the hammer is somewhere easy that they just haven't checked yet.
Oh, nope. So,
Rugby.
One down, two to go.
Did Marco do the grotto?
Well, his early stream was blank for us, so
Yeah.
we will find out shortly.
no, I don't think he did. He went to market. Looks like it. Or no, he did. Never mind. Okay. Just getting the heart piece.
Hopefully it's not a heart piece. Nope, just some money.
He's rich.
Yes.
Child fishing, I guess. Right?
Oh, that's a good point. You can do
Yeah.
that.
fishing poggers.
He'll also probably set up his scarecrow song so he can come back to the lake as an adult now that he's armed with that hook shot.
Yeah, interesting to see where these guys might go. It's real at this point, I guess. Like in terms of stuff we haven't seen, it's like GTG and Ice Cavern, right?
Yep.
Some
There's
other
also those crater checks. What else do we got?
some other scattered stuff, right? But I think in terms of the biggest like amount of checks, right? Those are the two places.
So Sonic up here in the crater, gonna hit these chests up, the grotto up top, the heart piece in the wall. And I guess you could do the Summit Fairy Fountain.
Chat, type 1 if you like fishing.
Type 2 if you enjoy eating fish.
I could go for some fish right now. It's like sushi. $15. I see a lot of not ones. I understand why. Arrows! Feels bad. Damn pay is bay.
I had my mic muted. I was trying to talk. Well done. So, type 4 if you're a Goron and you're eating raw.
-3. I don't remember. I don't remember -3 being anything. Looks like Marco's gonna take a trip on Kibora Bora. Reincarnation of the Light Sage Rauru.
It's interesting going for these fairy fountain checks, but the bomb choose Sonic is. I guess you can just get that check out of the way if you're just around crater area, so I guess you might as well.
Yeah, I think if you're there, it's good to just grab it.
Yep. That's the strength of bomb choose. It enables you to do some more like efficient checks when you don't have explosives. Gosh, is this like a 2-hour explosives?
It looks like Marco is headed back to an adult.
Surely looking that way. I think Marco's probably gonna either go forest or spirit.
Got a prediction in chat that the Child Fairy Fountain is going to be something good.
Oh, that is open as well as.
But it's not in logic still, right? So
Logic smile,
Yeah.
logic.
More bomb choose
Screw your
for
logic.
Sonic.
Oh,
I'm
the
a rebel.
bomb choose. Interesting.
He's gonna do DC now, I think.
I like that play.
Yep, he can full clear it. It's another medallion dungeon
Yep.
for him. But Marco headed over to... Oh, I guess he's going to do the crater checks now.
I think Marco's being too thorough right now. I really do. I think he's had 2 dungeons in logic for quite a long time. In fact, 3 dungeons in logic if you think about it with them having bomb shows. And at that point you have to guess that it's gonna pick up some sort of progression item in one of those dungeons at least and carry on.
He
I don't
finds a
think
silver
there's-
scale here.
Yeah. I just think there's like a. I think there's gonna be a chain at some point, and it's just whoever picks up the chain first is gonna win.
Well, Marco's still in a pretty good spot with that mirror shield.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's putting me off of saying Sonic right now is the mirror shield, because Sonic doesn't know it's there, and so he may decide to go GTG, he may decide to go Ice Cavern, rather than just dipping into Spirit like he should.
And with that scale from Marco, he could actually also find the gold scale in the long shot and then be able to clear the water temple. Unless it just happens to be that the boss key is in the basement chest in the
Yeah.
central pillar. It's always a fun thing to do, see people beating out the water temple without the iron boots.
Yeah, just the question is he gonna find long shot? So sorry, does Sonic have golden scale? Is that true, or does he only have silver scale?
Nope,
Silver
the silver
scale.
scale was the crater beam piece, and Marco's the
I
only one
see.
who picked that up.
Ah, so it was Marco.
Sonic about halfway through Dodongo's, as Marco's jumping into forest for the first time. He'll grab Rudo's letter here shortly.
Oh, wow. So yeah, Marco, he's done a lot of checks that Sonic hasn't, like in the overworld, but
Yeah.
now he's opted to go into forest, even though he can only clear forest, right? And
No, he
Spirit.
can also clear
With-
Spirit, yeah.
Without a logic bomb choose, right?
Yeah.
So
Where was the magic, by the way?
it was
Forget.
forest.
Yeah.
It was bow chest.
I was
I
gonna
believe.
say because he needs a fire source potentially for the chest in Spirit.
So I would say Sonic might be ahead at this point, right? Because he's already done forest. I mean, maybe he'll do some of those overworld checks, so maybe that'll lose some time.
Oh!
Alright, one to go.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting, isn't it?
Oh, I guess there's also the light arrows, but those are a little less important, as Ganon will give us a hint for it.
We need iron boots. So no huge poggers yet, but still a huge deal.
I mean, we're about an hour and a half in, and we just need one go mode item. That's pretty good.
Every seed can be sub 4. Gappa.
I think Sonic is doing pretty well with his 14 bomb chews. I don't think he'll have much to worry about.
Yeah,
And Sonic hasn't done well, right? So if you think about it, if he just like skips well and makes a gamble, which a lot of people have been doing nowadays, right? Since it's bracket, right? Want to take more risks. Yeah, he's in a pretty good spot. Well wasn't required at all, pretty much.
I personally think Spirit Temple's gonna be the place where he's gonna get tripped up, though.
I hope so. I want to see that.
Just so it's more competitive towards the end.
Yeah.
Because I
And,
think
Sonic.
if Sonic goes to Spirit, I think it's pretty much his game to lose at that.
Ooh.
Oh!
Light arrows. I mean, so you can see
Right.
that on the check when you go to beat Ganondorf. He has a
Yeah.
hint, tells you where they are,
Yeah.
but just saves an extra trip up to Ganondorf. 'Cause-
Especially
go
since
back.
he doesn't have Aurora's Wind as well.
Right.
But,
So-
you know, DC is required, and so, you know, neither player's probably going to miss that check out.
Yeah, Sonic missing that bomb throw on King Dodongo here. But it looks like DC was absolutely packed with long shot and light arrows tonight.
And it's funny because those checks were both locked behind explosives, and Marco stopped right before those checks, before he had bomb choose, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So he'll
Little
probably
unfortunate.
be rolling his eyes a little when he gets up there.
Yep.
So Sonic taking King Dodongo down. Another medallion on the board for him.
Yeah. I think he's on pace for an upset here. He can just fight if he could just get to Spirit, I guess. And if the iron boots are in Spirit, that's go mode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, three.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, I mean, if you think about it, even though it's all out of logic, you could probably complete all of this seat without ever actually getting bomb bag.
Yeah.
That I think is Rekaru's dream.
Yeah.
Just chances are it's
Let's
really
see where he's
unlikely,
going.
especially with the
Spirit?
Dongo's
Spirit?
medallion dungeon.
Hey.
Spirit. Oh!
Hype.
Sonic's
Alright.
gonna win.
Well, don't count Marco out just yet.
Sonic going fast.
I just think that imagine if iron boots are in Spirit.
Yeah, no, that'll be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, what if it's not?
In before iron boots on Ocarina of Time.
And I think the worst place for iron boots would actually be like the vanilla location.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Nah, Ocarina of Time would be worse.
Well, it can't be on. I guess it can't be on Ocarina of Time at this point,
Yeah.
unless it's like frogs, which is pretty low.
Yep, the ocarinas are not shuffled.
Anyway.
Yeah, irons need to be somewhere obscure for Marco to win. If they're in somewhere really easy, then Sonic's got this, to be honest. Mirror was in
Spirit.
Silver Rupee room in Spirit.
Yep, Sonic heading there now. And he'll be thrilled to see this.
I kind of wish I would have had a face cam on Sonic for this because we saw Marco's reaction when he found the hook shot. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, so if you think about it, Sonic didn't know, right? Didn't know the Mirror Shield was here, right? So he was just kind of doing this as a, let's see what's here. If not, I'll have to look for Mirror Shield.
Yeah.
And now he's got to be like, holy moly, guacamole.
Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
And go faster, faster, faster. Yeah, Longshot is nice too, because you can just play Zelda's Lullaby, hookshot to the other hand.
Also makes the water temple pretty nice to navigate around in if you have to go all the way to Dark Link. Because that's something Sonic probably won't pick up, are the hover boots in Zora's River.
I believe that the chest in the middle that you need fire for, that's a key, isn't it?
Did he do that as child? Oh no, he bailed as child.
Marco got that. Marco got that though, and I'm sure it was a key if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, he couldn't finish Child though. When Sonic couldn't finish Child when he was
Yeah.
there because he didn't have bomb shoes at the time.
Oh,
But
Bosky.
luckily, those checks aren't really required. I don't believe. Let's see, he needs what, like 1 or 2 or 3
Oh
keys?
no, Sonic, what are you doing?
Wait, what?
He's gonna eat up. Well, what you can do is you can push this Armos up to the top next to that torch, and then shoot an arrow through the torch to get that chest down there. Unfortunately, it eats up like 5 minutes.
Oh God, yeah, I don't know if it's.
Oh, this is a lot of time.
I didn't even know this was a trick, but
I didn't.
Giving Marco a little time to catch up here.
I mean, he doesn't know that the chest has nothing, right, or like a key or something. So you might as well.
I mean, he does know it's not in logic.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's not true. I guess he could be lighted as a child at this point, but still.
Yeah, you don't want
What's
to go
he
back.
gonna do right now?
You don't want to go back. So
Or I guess
still-
it wouldn't be in logic because he couldn't get into this room as a child without explosives. So yeah, not
Screw
the
your
smartest call in my
logic.
opinion.
at this
Hey, I
point,
didn't
like
write the
explosives has
logic.
got to be in like toilet and GTG. So like, I
Yeah,
don't think we
well,
should be paying too much attention to logic.
maybe when one of these runners finds those iron boots or the second scale, we could ask Trez to check the spoiler log for that bomb bag for us.
Yep.
So Marco able to defeat the Poe and those Stalfos in the time it took Sonic to push that Armos all the way up here and light those torches. But definitely Sonic's still taking the lead right here.
Yeah, that was a good play. Pushing the Armos up gives you an extra key. Very clean Anubis room from Sonic. And let's see. I guess there's this chest, there's Mirror Shield, and then there's like the
Top
the-
two chests, one you need Zelda's Lullaby for, and the
Yeah.
Lizalfos up
Bosky.
top.
Yeah, Lizalfo's room. Yep. So he's hoping he finds something. Oh, there's these 2 chests. Yeah, that is true. If Marcos gets second scale, he might take the lead. Because basically means Sonic is... If Sonic doesn't find anything here, which I don't know, could be likely, then he's going to be on a wild goose chase to find Iron Boots.
Well, after these dungeons that they're in, once they're completed up, Sonic will have both the Spirit Temple and the Dongo's Cavern ahead of Marco.
Yeah. But Marco did dip DC earlier, so
Yeah, it'll be a
it
quick
won't
finish
take him
up.
long to finish off.
That gives Sonic a good, 15-20 minutes to find these Iron Boots.
No Stone of Agony this seed either. I guess it's not a Stone of Agony seed.
Yeah, looks like it.
Be
Although
very
even in a-
interesting. if
Even
they
in
found
a
it.
Stone of Agony seed, you don't necessarily need it, right, Rekaru? Yeah, yesterday Rekaru skipped the Ocarina memory game, which had the Stone of Agony,
Wow.
and he still won.
What a beast.
Yeah, well, the hints really didn't say a whole lot.
So yeah, I'm assuming after this, Sonic's probably gonna do Reverse Wasteland, although he's not gonna be able to do that check in the middle because
Uh-huh.
no dense fire or fire arrows. So
As yet.
it'll be very interesting to see where Sonic goes after this, and then Marco as well. I'm assuming he's gonna complete Spirit. Ooh, gift from Ganon.
You know, it took me forever to figure out what a gift Ganon was.
It's not a very nice present.
It definitely isn't. I don't think I would want a present. I don't think I would want to be on Ganon's Christmas list. Know that.
So only one more check here in Spirit. I probably won't be Iron Boots. Pretty good chance it won't be. So a little unfortunate for Sonic. At this point, I don't know. He's a little ahead, but it's anyone's game.
It is still anyone's game. I very much with you on that.
I'm actually looking over at the checks around the lake that neither of these runners have done. I've seen too many seeds where, you know, the hammer is right outside the fire temple, or, you know, iron boots are somewhere around the lake, or, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could be adult fishing. Could be the heart piece above the laboratory.
The laboratory, huh?
I can't. I can't.
A little too
Can't
much
say
Dexter from Cartoon Network in your childhood.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah.
That show is definitely one of my top favorites growing up.
Ha 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 ha.
Omelette du fromage.
That's the one bit of French that I know.
Yeah, me too, man. I know it instinctively as well. Like I sat and listened to it all night.
Marco having a good Phantom Ganon fight.
Making good use of that big Goron sword.
Really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, Sonic does not have Big Goron sword, so I think this fight is a little hard to cycle without it. So, he's having a decent first phase though. He's gotten, I think, 2 or 3 hits. He's
And
not
I think you
sure.
have to. I think you have to consider he's on Twin Rover, while Marco's doing Phantom Ganon, so he is kind of 2 dungeons ahead of.
Yeah, but I think that'll
Maybe
be.
close to 1, but
I think that'll be. Marco will catch
Mitigated.
up with execution, and then
Yeah.
also Sonic might waste a lot of time on like some random overworld checks that
yes.
he hasn't done and Marco has done, right? So who knows?
I think most of the checks that Marco has an advantage over Sonic are child checks, though. For
True.
example, like Sonic's
Yeah.
been through the crater here. Looks like Marco's gonna do these checks and then head over to Dongo's cavern.
Ooh, clean one cycle. Craig has him.
Fudge.
Yeah, that was an awesome fight.
Samurai one man, iron boots not found. That's not true. I have them in my save file. But no, the runners have not found iron boots. Yeah.
Let us know in chat if you've ever found the iron boat.
Heart piece from the Twin Robot Heart container.
So where do we think Sonic goes? Where would you go, chat? You only need iron boots. You haven't done a lot of overworld. You've still got Ice Cavern to do.
There are a couple of the
That's pretty
chests over
unanimous so
by
far.
Hyrule Castle, like the Zelda's Secret Weapon, treasure chest game. Although Sonic doesn't have the lens.
I really feel Reverse Wasteland is the play here.
And
I can't do it, but Sonic
going
can.
for it.
Check this fairy fountain first.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I think I just heard Marco say Ice Cavern in a really French accent. So
Ice Cavern.
do baguette.
Oh yeah, Marco doing the dongos now. He's going to be very happy.
Sonic going for Reverse Wasteland.
Unless he finds something in GTG, this will give Marco the time he needs to catch up.
I think GTG's probably the best idea. It has a lot of jacks. Everything's in logic.
Yeah, if GTG has something, then this is definitely going to be one of those seeds where having Reverse Wasteland knowledge is very valuable.
Yeah. Which is one of the few things I'm actually pretty good at. I talked Grim through how to do it a couple of nights ago.
That's cool. I gotta watch the video for it sometime, actually.
It's pretty forgiving.
Marco had a big reaction there pulling that long shot. Let's just see when he goes over to that light arrow chest.
Yeah, that'll be a good reaction as well. So we're just waiting to see how this one plays out. I think we're at probably the most interesting phase of the game, though.
Yeah, it's all up in the air. It's like, at this point, it's like one item, right?
And it's so hard to pick a winner because of that one item.
Yep.
Oh, I just had a bad idea. What if the iron boots are 50 gold skulls?
We're hoping for a short one, okay? Don't say that.
I think I just heard Marco say merci, which means thank you in French. What was this reaction to light arrows?
Marco, thanking the rando gods for giving him this gift.
Yeah.
So, Sonic fighting the Gerudo guards, saving the Carpenters, doing that strat, good strat, where you hookshot above the torch, get the guard somehow weirdly fused with the torch.
Planted.
Yeah. So you can just get her stuck and crouch stab her repeatedly so that she doesn't jump around. Why would you want a short seed, says Roadrunner. I don't know. Good question. I guess I'm just hanging out. But Yeah, we've seen some long-ish ones actually in some of the bracket matches, so it'd be good to see one that was a fast one. This one was interesting for a fast one as well. Roadrunner had a bracket match recently.
Yep.
Ooh,
Oh,
bomb bag. Wow.
There it
Interesting.
is.
So I guess that's where the game expected you to get bomb bag, maybe? Was that completely
Yep.
in logic?
yeah, yeah, it's
Because
completely.
what was opponent's song was in the crater.
Yes.
Yep. And then you can get there with just hookshot and scarecrow song. So yeah, in logic. We in logic, boys.
So that's Marco jumping into spirit now.
Oh, bloody biscuits! You're right. We haven't checked bomb troop bowling.
Ah,
Yeah, we couldn't do that up until that bomb bag.
Yeah, that's
up
true.
until right now, yeah.
It actually opens up the big Goron in Child Goron City as well. Yes, Toho. Pretty much at this point, with all the knowledge that we have, in fact, even all the knowledge I believe that the runners have, it's really just a race to get iron boots. Yep. Iron boots are second scale for Marco since he did the creator check for the heart piece.
Yeah.
It's good to note as well that Marco has hover boots, so
Yeah, if it comes to the point of needing to check shadow, he has the advantage there. But I can't see it. I think you're gonna find iron boots in the red tune.
Toho, IRL, Irons cannot be behind Song of Time because, well, Sun Song, Frogs. I feel like I've said this like 10 times already, but
I'll be back in a moment.
yeah. If it happens to be that second Frogs check is Iron Boots, then yes, Song of Time is required. Jesus Christ.
Or the Sun Song Grave in the graveyard.
Or the one of two checks for Sunset.
I mean, I guess that is also assuming that the Sun Song is on the Ocarina of Time. We don't have a couple songs.
I'll be very interested to see if like a dip is required into Shadow Temple or I don't know, Fire or Jabus for Iron Boots or Scale. But let's see what comes of this GTG. Sonic killing some wolves or wolfos.
I'm back.
And
chat,
I don't think
sorry.
he's quite a monster to kill wolves, but these wolfos.
Yeah.
Not as nice.
What did I miss?
Not much. Nothing has been found in GTG yet. So
Feels bad.
he's just completing more of GTG. Yeah, it could just be that this has nothing. But Yeah. Here's the question: is iron boots on hammer chest in Fire Temple?
Oh,
That'd be terrible.
and hammer in shadow.
Yeah. We don't really need hammer for. You need it for a couple of checks in Fire Temple, but you could do a lot of it depending on where the keys are laid out
Yeah.
without hammer. If the first few keys are locked in like the second dancer area with the totem poles,
Yeah.
then yeah, could it be?
Thought here for Sonic. You kind of do just want them to get iron boots now and just be go mode.
Yeah, we're just we're with you here, chat. Maybe we'll ask Trexo to give us the spoiler log so we can be like, ha 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 ha. Why are you guys going here when we know where it is? We're so smart.
Why do you think we're commentating? It's not because I have a charming good look.
And Marco not doing the Mare Shield chest, but didn't have anything, so probably
You
not
got
a huge deal.
it. I'm a little bit concerned that GTG is going to be totally out.
Yeah, it almost looks like it at this point. I mean, he hasn't done what the lava room, the toilet, or the maze in the middle, but he's gathering his keys basically, so he can do all of those checks.
5 keys. You can do most of the maze now.
Pretty much all of it, I think. Yeah.
Just 2 more to get over to the final chest,
Yep.
the big one.
Yeah, he has Song of Time, so he can skip 2 keys on the right side of the maze.
Yeah.
Sonic doing a cheeky little trick where he's using flame invincibility to get that middle chest. Normally you need hammer to hammer down one of the totems and then get a switch to get the fire to disappear for that chest. But not this time, baby.
Definitely a trick.
Yep, great trick. Actually, I think I tried that trick a lot, and I was like, God, why am I not getting it? And I was like, oh, because ooh, second bomb bag, boys. I tried that trick for a while.
Ooh, golden. I mean, that opens up some of Ganon's trials, I guess.
Yeah, what's funny is when Randomizer was kind of early on, trials were required,
Yeah.
right? So you needed golden gauntlets, right? So that'd be a huge deal. But now that fast Ganon has become the norm and we skip all the trials,
Yeah.
you don't really want to see golden gauntlets as much. You're just kind of like, well, that opens up like a fairy fountain near Ganon's castle, and like there have been a couple of races where Light Trial has a big golden gauntlets block.
Yeah.
And there will be light arrows in one of those 6 or 7 chests in Light Trial, but that's so rare that, and it can't happen in this seed anyways, right? Because we already have light arrows. That not a great item to have. Alright, so Sonic getting to the end of GTG checks.
Yeah, and unfortunately, not much here so far.
Yeah, just like a few Ruby checks and stuff. Yeah.
Plenty of bombs.
I think this is where the seed starts to get a little more interesting, though, because Marco's currently in the process of beating Twin Rovers, so...
Yeah, so where
Depends on it.
will Marco go? I am assuming Marco will just make the same play. 'Cause that's what I would
Probably.
do if I were in his shoes. I would just go reverse wasteland.
And it's so many checks.
Yeah. Someone called Iron Boots on Ganon Ferry earlier. You shut up. It can't be that. And Ice Arrow's chest is a big fat nut.
So do we think he goes back to Child and clears off Child, or do we think he goes straight to Ice Cavern? What do you think, chat?
I'm thinking it's gonna be somewhere on the overworld still.
It's archery.
Oh, and that's right, I believe Fast Epona is on, so we do not have to do the Epona race.
Yeah, so horseback archery, poggers.
This is a location that tends to hold some value. Marco missing that timing on that bomb chew explosion. Does look like he's gonna do a reverse wasteland.
Yeah. So even though Marco has done some more child checks, it's still really even at this point because he's probably going to do all of GTG. So
Yeah, I can't imagine him not doing GCG on it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Going for it.
I'm looking for, if this doesn't pan out, 1500 horseback archery, I'm looking for Sonic to do Ice Cavern.
Yeah, me too.
It'll be very interesting to see because he has to go there and show Ruto's letter. Anyways, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, they will, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if he decides to go do Jabu because that is a like it has happened where Jabu's does have something.
Yeah.
So he can't rule that out, but God, if it doesn't have something, it's such a time sink.
There are a whole bunch of checks over by the
Ooh,
market.
Din's fire.
I think he's going to do the graveyard check right now.
Yep. But he can do, both bomb shoot bowlings. He can do the treasure chest game, the fairy fountain over by the castle, Zelda's secret weapon.
So guys, Sonic doesn't have hover boots. Marco does have
Nope.
hover boots, right?
Those were in
Yes.
the Zora River.
Yeah. So Sonic can only do the first 2 checks of Shadow Temple. So I'm assuming he's gonna do those, but once Marco gets, I'm assuming Marco's gonna do horseback archery, right? Once he gets Din's fire,
Probably.
is he just gonna go ahead and try and full clear Shadow?
Maybe.
Full clear Shadow, boys. No boat skip allowed.
Here's a question. Have we seen the Redead Grotto here in Kakariko?
Yes, I think it was rupees.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything. Sonic has been collecting skulls as well. Not paying off, unfortunately. Ooh.
Interesting.
Sonic
Really
Racer.
interesting to see where he's reached.
Yeah. I
I
guess
think he's going to go Zora's
Yeah.
domain.
Yeah.
He's not gonna use that gold gauntlet.
Or maybe he is.
Yeah, maybe he is actually.
Did he hear me? I guess maybe doing a little time traveling in that case, as he's on a 10-minute delay.
So let's see what chat thinks is the state of affairs again. Type Marco if you think Marco's. Type Sonic. Sonic.
Type ats if you think Anatomies is gonna win.
By default. Yeah, I think Sonic's probably going to make some sort of ice cavern play. Whether it goes Jabu or not, different.
Marco finishing up these Gerudo guards. So if Sonic heads up the river to deliver this letter, he will stumble upon those hover boots. That might lead him into Shadow before Ice. It looks like maybe he's gonna do some Bomb Chew bowling first. Marco finished with the guards, gonna head into GTG and grab absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
There's the Goron tunic, that's about it.
I think that gives Sonic a little bit of time.
Yeah.
In this search for the Iron Boot.
Yeah. Do we know what child checks are even left at this point?
Oh, for Sonic, didn't go to.
So Zora's Domain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also that big rolling Goron he can do now.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's about it, yeah. And Jabu Jabu.
Yeah. Oh, he hasn't done well yet.
Mhm.
So he could just be
That's
doing
another
that.
good point.
Unfortunately for him. Since Well has nothing at this point.
That would give him Feror's Wind, which might help out as he's finishing up the Water Temple.
Yeah, but all in all, like, I would rather just have not done well rather than have Feror's Wind in well, right? Just
Yeah,
for having Water
I
Temple.
think the time save is probably it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's like a couple of minutes of time save for Feror's Wind. Maybe not even.
Especially if it's only in water. If it was like 3 or 4 dungeons, it's probably gonna be worth it, but not when it's just the one water temple.
Checking Din's Fire Fairy Fountain. I didn't see if Marco checked that or not.
I don't think that he did. I think he searched the Death Mountain Crater one.
Yeah, I agree. Sonic will probably do bottom of well. So a little unfortunate, but I think that's probably what I would do. Yep. Looks
Yeah,
like
he's
he's
gone
good.
there now.
Yeah.
I'll grab him his lens too, I think was down there.
Yeah, gotta do that chess mini game, right?
I mean, you could gamble on it without the lens. You got a 1 in 32 chance.
It's a little bit of a frustrating seed. I agree. Birdie. It's become one of those look for one go mode item seeds for about half an hour to an hour, maybe at this point. Probably
I mean, but
will.
we're still under 2.5 hours, so you know, still looking at a sub 3-hour seed.
Yeah, I think that's how a lot of accessible seeds end up being, to be perfectly honest. If this was NMG, you could technically do an ocarina dive, and you wouldn't need iron boots.
I think we probably are going to be spending the next hour or so just looking at one.
Yep.
Most interesting type of raid.
So, Sonic doing well. And Marco doing GTG. I'll be very interested to see if he does lens minigame. That'll be quite funny. So, is that is that the first or second bomb bag Marco found? I don't know if he checked the scarecrow or long shot chest on top of Fortress.
Yeah, that was his second. He's got 30.
Yeah. Yeah. That feel.
So with Sonic jumping into the well here, this will kind of even out these runners in terms of checks. I'm gonna guess that
Yeah.
the comment in Marco's stream earlier about the ice cavern is what he's gonna, where he's gonna head next.
Yeah, I guess at this point, right? Did he? Oh, but I don't think Marco had Rudo's letter when he went to Zor's domain, so he still has to
Yep.
go back to Child, and he still has to go talk to King Zora, and then go back to Adult do Ice Cavern. So it's still super even. Warriors went for Sonic.
So I missed it when Sonic was in here, if he had any keys left over after the maze. If he only has 1 key left over, that means Ganon's toilet will have a key. If he has 2 keys left over, fortunately it means there's something in there. But we do know that can't be the
He
Iron
checked
Boots.
toilet, right? He checked
Nope.
toilet, right? Oh, he
I'm
didn't?
pretty sure. No, because we don't have Iron Boots.
Oh yeah, that's
And
true.
I think you might need the gold scale if you even want to attempt it without those.
Yeah,
At least the Iron Boots can't be down there, so that's nice.
yeah.
Would just suck if that's like their slingshot or something. You know, it's holding. Oh, I guess the slingshot can't hold the iron boots. Never mind.
We're grasping for straws here, chat. We're grasping. Yeah, toilet cannot have anything. Yep. We're grasping for straws at this point, you know. We're here for the ride.
Yeah, we've seen a whole bunch of checks.
Could the iron boots be up my ass? Very possible.
I hope not.
Yeah, it'd be kind of disgusting, to be honest.
Well, only if we're living in the Matrix.
Oh, I know for a fact we're living in the Matrix, actually. Toilet is Song of Time. The room where you have to dive for silver rupees, and you have to play Song of Time to be able to get to that little pool in GTG.
Yeah, filled with those annoying clams. Worst enemy in the game.
Yeah, it's notorious for just being a really annoying check to do, which is why we call it toilet. Needs a lot of items, takes like forever to do. But probably won't have anything in this scene.
Is Marco gonna pick up Din's fire here? Is he gonna jump into Shadow? That look on
I'd like
his
to see him.
face.
Yeah, he's like, Shadow.
Yep, at this point he has everything he needs to full clear Shadow and Jabu Jabu.
Yeah, at this point, Sonic's lead is kind of eroded, right? What would Sonic really have? Like, not much.
Yeah, I think actually at this point Marco is in the lead here because he's gone up Zora's River once before. But it looks like actually Marco's headed down to Lake Hylia. Maybe gonna check the laboratory roof.
That's an okay play as well. It's a couple of checks you can do. Adult fishing as well. And technically fire arrows isn't logic because they have long shot and scarecrows.
Good point.
Sorry. So yeah, I think Sonic's gonna make his way to Zora's domain at this point. Gonna find hover boots, and then he's gonna do a big thinking emoji, probably.
Another check we have not mentioned that's available still is that bottle in the lake here. Only Marco can get that at this point, but it's out there.
See, that is true. Assuming he'll get that once he goes back to Zora's domain as child to show Rita's letter. Are glitches allowed? Thad Jarvis one. Yeah, only a couple of glitches. Basically the easy ones because this this rule set is that was the word I was looking for, is accessible. So it's supposed to be a little easier for people to pick up. But I remember Marco saying something very interesting in the Discord as well, is it means the fact that the rule set is accessible means that even though he has a ton of speedrunning experience, right, it kind of evens the playing field out for him against other people who may not have as much speedrunning experience. He says if he were allowed to hyperextended super slide, which basically means just use a bomb to push you halfway across the map through a slide, he would have an advantage because he knows that glitch really well, and it's a little bit harder. It's pretty hard actually to learn.
Yeah, or if, you know, the logic was written so you needed to do those glitches. You know,
Right.
it'd kind of be unfair to, you know, anyone who doesn't know a really complicated trick.
Yep.
Nothing around the lake. Just gonna maybe do adult fishing right now. And Sonic will pick up his hover boots up here.
And again, he's probably going to do a big thinking emoji right here.
Yeah, fishing gives you a little bit of time to sort your thoughts out.
No, I meant Sonic, actually. Once he gets hover boot. But
Yeah.
adult fishing is definitely a time where you can be like, what am I doing with my life? For sure. As you fail to catch a fish again and again and again.
I think at this point, Marco's got to decide between the Ice Cavern and Shadow Temple.
Yeah, that's looking like that's the case. I probably would do Shadow Temple. I don't know. Maybe do the first checks and kind of think, like, do I want to go deep Shadow Temple? Because Ice Cavern still takes a while to get to.
Not if they had planted that bean. But, I mean, the difference there is that Shadow Temples has 6 keys that you need to progress further inside of it, whereas Ice Cavern is just loaded with those checks.
That's true. But even if you plant that bean, which I don't think it's worth to plant that bean, to be honest, because you don't need it. It costs more money. Could be spending that money on other things. It still takes a while to like walk to Zora's River and get there, especially if you don't have Silver Scale or Minuet to get to Lost Woods.
So Marco found that slingshot off adult fishing. I'm gonna check out the Gold Gauntlet Ferry, but it is possible that those iron boots now are in that Lost Woods check, the last one we have.
Oh, that would be brutal.
Wouldn't surprise me. It wasn't the iron boots right next to the lake, but it could be, you know, that the item that you need for the iron boots is going to be right next to the water temple. Sonic doing the diving game. He'll grab the big Goron sword here.
Nice little way to skip the torch lighting by just using dense fire. Actually, no, he still has to light all these torches.
Does save him a little bit of time.
He doesn't have to walk up the stairs. Yeah, that scale really gives Marco an advantage in terms of just going around the map, come to think of it, because it's going to take him less time to get to Zora's Domain. That one check in Crater, probably saving him a couple of minutes at least. Question is, does Sonic do Jabu? Would you do Jabu here, August?
I don't think I would.
Yeah. The fact that it's a tourney race, you kind of want to take gambles, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, also that escorting the princess through Jabu just takes a little too long.
yeah, but at this rate, right? Like, what other checks do you have? That's the issue, right?
Sonic has the I was gonna plant the bean here in the crater and maybe then do the skull mask check, it looks like. Marco's jumping into Shadow.
Yeah. Marco's jumping into Shadow. This could be the race, guys. If something's here, could be the race.
Sonic gonna plant all the beans here. I think this is what my play would be, you know, just clear out the overworld as opposed to jumping into 2 stone dungeons.
Yeah, it's always hard to kind of think, like, at this point, do I do stone dungeons or do I do overworld checks? Because stone dungeons is like such a time investment, and if it doesn't pan out, then it's just like a huge freaking waste, right? It's like 25 minutes, 20 minutes if you're good, right? But overworld checks can be a huge gamble as well, because you could do one and it can pay off, or you can spend like 30 or 40 minutes doing like, you know, 5 or 10 of them because of overworld movement, right? And it doesn't pan out.
Yeah, they're missing 3 of the warp songs, so
Yeah, it's gonna be
movement
hard.
is a little challenging. Sonic gonna turn in this skull mask and then probably head back to adult. Not sure exactly how he's gonna get there. Looks like maybe he's gonna bomb the big rolling Goron too, maybe?
Maybe. I swear, if that's Iron Boots. Oh, he's checking Skull Mask as well. That's nothing, fortunately.
Marco getting nothing out of the first 2 checks in Shadow here. Anything from the Gibdos?
I think this is what, map chest or compass chest? Which one?
I think this is the... No, this is the compass. I think the Redead is the map chest. And, yep, Sonic gonna blow up the Hot Rodder Goron.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, while we're kind of just waiting for them to find Iron Boots, please donate to the prize pool for this tournament. It's already hype enough, you know, these are some great racers, but the more money you guys can donate to this randomizer prize pool,
Oh no.
the more hype it's gonna be.
Sonic getting the Pocket Cuckoo from that big rolling Goron.
So actually,
Not the
I was
ideal.
watching a race yesterday, a bracket race. I forgot if it was Mike Katz's or if it was the one before that.
I think that was the Wooden Barrel versus Roadrunner.
Yeah, the trade quest was required. The trade quest had long shot.
Yep,
Big
I was
runs.
watching that. I think Wooden Barrel had the bow, and Roadrunner had the long shot, and they were both kind of looking for that last item.
Yeah, it was freaking brutal.
Took it.
So guys, I have a question for the chat. And for you guys. So please respond to that bet or to that open bet I'm just shooting to you now. I wonder what your answer is.
Let's see, what's the bet?
Ooh, a ZSR custom hoodie for the winner?
God damn it, guys! Why is Yes winning by a long shot? Oh my god.
What's the bet for? I'm a little confused. Let's see.
I asked if the bot will spoil us again today.
I believe in you, Drexa. I believe. I'm voting no.
Marco pretty deep in the shadows already.
Yeah, nothing in shadow yet, so good 10 minutes. Wasted. 10 minutes to go. Well, not wasted if there's something on Bongo Bongo, of course.
Yep, and it looks like maybe Sonic is down here, gonna do some child fishing. Marco finding a whole bunch of keys down here in the Shadow Temple.
And Marco doing a ground jump to get up on the top level of this block room so he doesn't have to push the block under the spikes. Good trick. Gets a bloopy for his troubles.
And he's pushing onward.
Yeah. At the very least, like he's got this as a sort of elimination, you know, of if Shadow Temple has nothing, he's at least eliminating checks, right? At this point, like I wouldn't be surprised if oh, thank you, number one pencil. Yeah, that's what girls tell me too. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sonic did Shadow. Did.
So Marco found the scale on the Crater Bean heart piece. Sonic not gonna do some fishing, just riding the owl back to the Hyrule Castle.
Marco doing a strategy done often in Shadow Temple where you cast Fora's Wind in this Silver Rupee Redead's room. You go into the skull, I don't know, structure room, and then instead of having to kill all the keys in that room to unlock that room, you just cast Fora's Wind again after getting the key. Glitchless strats. Hey.
Yeah, no, this is commonly referred to as a skull pot, although it kind of looks like a hobo fireplace to me.
Hobo fireplace. What?
Big burning trash can.
I like that one. Let's call it that. Big burning trash can.
So Sonic growing up again, hopefully for the last time.
We all gotta grow up sometimes, man.
And heading straight for the crater, gonna pick up his scale. And I'm gonna guess he's gonna head over to the desert, check that bean plant.
I personally want to see Sonic check Ice Cavern. I think that'd be really interesting. Because if that ends up having Iron Boots, then I think Sonic pretty much wins. Fine silver
Yeah.
scale.
Definitely. First one with the irons is gonna take this.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the boss key, if they both end up finding irons at about the same time, boss key could troll one of them. The other one just gets lucky checking the water temple for that.
Yeah. What the hell's happened saying, I want to see Marco find Gold Scale and Sonic Iron Boots at the same time.
Ooh,
That would be something, right? And then if like the two checks locked behind Iron Boots happen to be like freaking like boss key, oh, that'd be brutal. Yeah, how many more checks in Shadow at this point? There's 2 in this Gibdo room.
And there's the 2 with the wooden spike trap, and then the floor master and Bongo Bongo.
Yep,
I
so
don't
there's
think
6.
Marco's found the boss key either, though.
Yeah, so that really... And does he have... So he needs 1 more key. So effectively, like 4 checks. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. Hammer. Because now that opens up some other stuff. That opens up the boulders in Gerudo Valley across the bridge, right?
We've seen that be an item in, I think, was that the last qualifier match? I think that's where Rudo's letter was.
Yeah, was actually. I played that, actually. I think I got that chest at like the 6-hour mark. Feels bad, man.
It's so far out of the way, unless, you know, you have the hammer on your way to GTG.
Well, in that run too, hover boots was my last item, and it was on hammer chest in Stone Fire Temple. That's the run
no.
actually Raikou got first place on.
And it looks like Marco is warped to the crater. Oh, he's gonna check out the fairy fountain in here.
Interesting play. Did he push the block so he could do Bongo Bongo?
I'm not sure. I did see he was on the boat when he played this warp song. I'm not sure if he pulled that block or not. The hammer was in the last Skibdos room in Shadow Temple there. Oh, and there's the Stone of Agony.
Ooh.
So Stone wasn't too hard to get if you had, right after you got Opponent's Song, if you'd gone over to GTG, could have grabbed Din's Fire, Hover Boots were free.
Yeah, I guess
and
they
then
didn't have explosives besides bomb shoes. So, but technically they could have gotten to that fairy fountain after doing GTG and Forest, basically. Because Forest had Ruder's letter, GTG had bomb back.
$30 reveals what? Missed that. But that was the hint for the 30 skull check.
Yeah, I think I missed that as well.
Looks like chat's helping us out with the bottle. Oh, and Sonic in shadow here. Looks like he's pressed the gas pedal.
Ooh, yeah.
And looks like maybe Marco's gonna jump into the Fire Temple. We got a Game of Thrones seed here. Fire or ice?
Hey guys, commentary's asleep.
Nope, not sleeping.
Sorry, I was out for a toilet break and coffee, making sure to get as dehydrated as possible for talking for 4 hours.
I'm just looking for those iron boots to pop up on the screen.
So
Yeah, man, Trexo. How do I commentate all this stuff, man? I'm just waiting for iron boots.
well, tell a joke.
Could be here.
So I heard commentary was pretty snug, so if you are a ZFG fan and want to tell the chat that the commentators are snug, just subscribe to ZSR and you will get a snug emote. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think this is almost becoming like ASMR for the most part. Like, well, they could be going to Fire Temple. They could be going to Shadow Temple.
It's gonna be either here in ice or fire.
Yep. CFG. I think Pi has a snug emote as well. We snug, boys. We snug.
We snug!
Snug as fuck.
So just... Wow, what did you just say? Hello?
I said duck. You know, so when I
Yeah,
was
hello?
hello.
It was spelled P-H-U-Q though.
What?
P-H-U-Q.
It's actually the German word, I believe.
Yeah, sure.
So it doesn't. I mean, I don't know German at all, but I'm assuming it's a German. And I'm assuming its meaning is entirely different from the English connotation. So obviously.
Yeah, my German vocabulary lesson was from the South Park episode.
Oof.
I is might is right.
Oof. So, okay, let me give you a quick German lesson in here. So,
Oh boy. Oh baby.
So-
Get ready.
9.
9? Okay, that's a no then.
You ever seen that?
August is ready.
That YouTube video. Sorry, you ever seen that YouTube video of like the Hitler like biopic where he's just like speaking in German and like yelling about like the war, and like people always just put random English subtitles on top of it.
I have not. Sounds entertaining.
It's hilarious. Anyways, go on, Trexo.
No, I'm out.
Wow.
Well, while you're out, you can check out the website catsthatlooklikeHitler.com.
What? No! Stop!
Oh, it's hilarious.
Stop!
Guys, I'm Jewish. I'm offended. I'm offended by
You
this
can't
conversation.
be offended by cute kittens that have just, a black patch of fur underneath their nose. It's a pretty funny website, gotta say. But then also what you should do is you should go to ZeldaSpeedRuns.com.
Hey guys, did you know there's a tourney prize pool that you can donate to?
I mean, there's also t-shirts that you
There's
can
also
purchase.
apparently hoodies. I might buy one. But only if you donate.
Only if it features the Great Fairies.
So yeah, if you donate 20,000 bits or more, Consultant and August will do the rest of the commentary in German.
I don't think so.
I'll have to have some sort of translation site open.
That's
the
fine.
case.
And they'll use Google Translate for it.
It'd be pretty funny.
I could do the rest of the commentary in my Smeagol voice.
I took like 8 years of French actually, so I'd probably be a lot more comfortable with doing French, but still be pretty terrible. So at this point, it might as well be the same, considering how long it's been.
Okay, so you can start with Ich bin ein Berliner. Go. Do it.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
That was solid enough.
Oh, precious.
Okay, let's go back to OT. We're
We got
professionals
vanilla
here.
iron boots, do we?
Okay, we're
Drum roll,
professionals. here.
please.
Okay, so there. All right, so
Oh, no vanilla.
Marco's getting to the last checks in Shadow Temple. So he did the fairy fountain in Crater. Was nothing.
I don't think Sonic did the fairy fountain in Zora's here. I think
No,
it's just
I
that
think he
and King Zora.
No, he did do it. It was Stone of Agony.
That was the crater fairy. I'm talking about the Zora fountain fairy
Oh, is that the
on
case? huh?
Sonic's end. But
Well, he
no, I
hasn't
guess he must have.
Hasn't
But
melted
I guess
King
the
Zora.
last, yeah, that's the last check he's got up here.
Just checking this.
And Marco back
Yeah.
in to the Shadow Temple. He's going to finish up Bongo Bongo here for his last check.
At
And
this
then I
point,
think we're down to Fire Temple, unfortunately.
yeah. At this point, if I was Sonic, I would just be checking stones for the most part. It's like you have no clue where that stuff is.
Sonic doesn't have the Stone of Agony.
I thought he did. Yeah, he did.
No, Marco was the one who got the stone out of... Because, right, Sonic hasn't been into Shadow Temple,
Yeah,
and that's where our hammer was.
that's true. All right. Sorry, chat. Give me a break. I'm trying my best here.
It's all good. Looks like Sonic is headed to the desert. I don't think he's grabbed this heart piece here. And he can also go into the Haunted Wasteland now that he is Din's Fire. So is that the play, to go grab Din's off of Horseback Archery and then just head straight into the Haunted Wasteland?
Yeah, you could. I think at this point, that's probably what Sonic is gonna do. Yeah.
And Marco has Bongo Bongo down. What is this heart container here? Oh, there's Iron Boots!
Oh,
Sonic's got him.
My God.
Iron Boots and Colossus, really? Oh my
Yep.
god.
That bean plant, I swear, like every time I go to Child Spirit, I never have a bean, so I never plant it. That's got to be like one of the few times I've seen that bean actually paying out. Wow. Sonic in go mode. He's going fast. He's done none of Shadow Temple. He's having none of that.
Yep, if you look at your timekeeping devices, you will see the current time is go mode time.
Yeah, it's Sonic has it, honestly. I think, yeah, it's pretty much his game. About what, like 10, 15 minutes for Water Temple, depending on how deep the boss key is. Like 10-ish minutes for Ganon, and that's it. That's like sub 330.
Definitely possible to sub 3 hour, even, you know, maybe sub 2.5. But those Iron Boots trolling these runners here.
Yeah.
And I think actually Marco checked the Zora's River pretty early before he even did Child Spirit, so he'll be kicking himself later.
Wow. Just that one check. Always that one check. So yeah, now that we kind of know how this seed had turned out, I don't know. How do you think it was? It was interesting. For starters, bombs were really late, right? So
We should wait for these runners.
you had to get. What they ended up doing was they cleared a lot of early dungeons with bomb chews. So props on them for you know, managing their bomb chew count and being able to do those dungeons efficiently, right? Yeah, and Hookshot was a little bit late as well, I think. Hookshot, yeah. Hookshot was... Where was the first one again?
The first hook shot was in Child Spirit Temple. The second one
Yeah.
was in Dodongo's Cavern.
So Child Spirit was kind of crazy, right? So Child Spirit and Dodongo's had like a lot of stuff, right?
Oh, even Adult Spirit, right? So Spirit Temple had the hook shot plus the mirror shield. Dodongo's had the long shot and the light arrows. Forest Temple had our Rudo's letter, which was not useful.
Yeah, not useful at all, actually. Think of it. It was interesting because there were a lot of items within dungeons. Like, pretty much all items that you needed besides Iron Boots were in dungeons, I believe, right? Because you think about it, you don't need Din's Fire, right? Shadow Temple was a bust, right? You don't need Hover Boots. Shadow Temple was a bust. No Boomerang needed. Yeah.
Now, let's keep in mind that Marco could still find the gold scale.
Yeah, that's what I was
he could
thinking. Like, is he gonna
jump
find the
right
gold
back
scale?
in here.
This
Fortunately,
point,
this last grotto was nothing.
is he even thinking about that bean check? Does he even have?
Yeah, he definitely has beans. I'm guessing that he's gonna head over to the Hammer Rocks outside of GTG.
Yeah, so maybe he is thinking about it. Yeah.
Well, he would, he would have to save quit back to the Temple of Time to go child, warp back there.
Yeah.
Be a big time out of his.
If he hasn't planted the bean yet, I haven't seen if he's planted the bean.
Yeah, I don't believe so.
Everyone's betting Sonic now. Go figure. Guys, Marco still has a chance.
Yep, definitely. Don't count Marco out.
No, sorry, I'm being sarcastic. I think Sonic's got this, to be honest. Unless Water Temple is super deep in terms of the boss key, I think Sonic's got this.
Yep, I agree too. Sonic's too good to die in here without the Zora's Tunic. Forget where that was, but Marco picked that up pretty early. Oh,
Marco
actually,
is missing Iron Boots or Gold Scale. It would be a wolf. Yep, go on. Alright, is this boss key? No, it's not. Water Temple. Lots of keys.
Yep, 6 small keys, 1 boss key. Only looking for that 1 boss key. I think there's, what, 9 chests in here?
Yep.
Oh, then plus the boss heart piece.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah. And so let's see if he does that gainer. It looks like he's going to use hover boots. Save some time backtracking, getting to that second level with the hover boots.
Marco on a gossip stone run.
Ooh, boss key. Yeah,
There we go.
we in there, boys. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Take down Morpha and then head over to Ganon. And he's already equipping his light arrows.
Yeah, I wonder what's going through Sonic's head at this point, because like, he doesn't know where Marco is.
Yeah, he's looking in the IRC for that dot done.
For that dot done, and he's not seeing it. So he's like, maybe he's like, do I have a chance? Does Marco have all the go mode items? And Marco at this point, he's checking stones. He's kind of like, what did I miss?
He's headed over to the crater.
This is a single elimination, right?
No,
This is a
no,
single-
this is double elimination.
No, this is double.
Double elimination. Okay. But
So Marco will have his tournament won't be over after this.
yeah. Marco going to Fire Temple. That just about does it in terms of his chances. Yeah. So Marco, really good racer. Got a lot of like top 10 placements, but he's going to be going to the losers bracket most likely. Wow. Congratulations to Sonic though, really. Good on him, man. And Morpha is dead. Oh, we got his Ganon. Let's kill that pig, boys. Yeah, do we know who else is in the losers bracket? I think Mike Katz maybe is. Is that true?
Yes, Mike Katz, Roadrunner.
Yeah.
And then who did JFM beat?
JFM beat Let's Play.
Ah, okay.
Wow.
Yep, so we got 4 races down.
Yeah, at this point, I think we got like a lot of, it's top 16, so it's competitive, right? Some people might be a little bit better at execution. Some people might be a little bit better at routing, right? So you make one mistake or you make one bad gamble. That's it. That's the race. It's a race in inches. Wow, 420 viewer count. Hype! All there for Sonic's win. Let's go. Let's go fast. So yeah, we'll definitely have to see if we can, if we can get an interview. But even if we can't, what kind of things, you think we would ask Sonic? How do you think you would have run this seed? Those are things to think about. To be honest, I think going to GTG was fine. Going to Well was fine. Yeah, I don't know if I would have played it that differently.
Yeah, given the stuff that he had, it's kind of hard to argue how he routed things.
Yeah.
He did kind of gamble on the skull mask a bit, checking that pretty late. But otherwise, the seed was pretty straightforward, other than that hunt for iron boots. And I guess the bomb bag, but...
Yeah, but even that was circumventable. But like Stone of Agony, right? Like it was available, but it didn't really end up mattering that much if you think about it, right?
Well, they had to... So Marco had to go all the way into the Shadow Temple, and I think the hammer was, one of the last checks he did in there, which led to the stone. So it wasn't too easy to get to, but it wasn't too difficult
That's what's so
either.
funny. Because you can't really blame Marco for like his decisions as well, because it's like, well, I have hammer, so we've literally had a seed where we also had hammer in Shadow Temple in the last qualifier, where it was in the Valley chest, right? So I would do the same thing he did, right? Just so happened it didn't work out that way. We got Ruto's letter really early on too, so Ice Cavern makes sense.
Yep, or even Jabu Jabu, because that boomerang was free too.
Yeah, would you say this is an Anatomies seed? If you know what I mean, sort of just mostly avoid overworld checks for as long as possible and do all the dungeons, right?
Yeah, that would have been a pretty good strategy overall.
Yeah, I think besides plant your beans and do all the dungeons, and that's pretty much it, right? GG, Sonic. GG. Spoilers? Well, the bot didn't spoil, at least, but Sonic did. Come on.
Nah, I think those iron boots spoiled things.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't blame Sonic. He's happy. At this point, is it really a spoiler? Like, do we really think Marco is just gonna go to Ganondorf? You know what I mean? So it looks like Trez Sonic is in the Zelda voice chat. Do you want to grab him for an interview?
The race is still going on! Come on!
There's no 10-minute delay. Still going on.
No!
Alright. We'll wait for him to kill Ganon.
Yeah, we need a nice, hot, fresh serving of bacon.
Let's kill that pig, guys. I'm hungry. I could use some bacon right now. Let Sonic commentate his own Gammon fight. Same. Looks like Marco's back at not helping him here. Remember Dotso being like, God, I'm really scared of the French. They're really good at Ocarina of Time. And they are. Marco's a great runner, but didn't pan out this time.
If you're unfamiliar with Marco's vanilla 100% runs, go check him out. Give him a follow.
Yeah, he's pretty much like top 3 in vanilla Hundo, so good runner. But yeah, I'm still going to be looking forward to his races in the losers bracket. I still am going to look for him to make a bit of a splash. Still really good. And there we have it, fellas. Got done. Sonic Shadow Silver 2 with a 309.24.
Sonic will be, his next race will be against the winner of either Max or What the Hell's Happened. And I believe then Marco would face off against the loser of that matchup in the losers bracket.
And we welcome Sonic Shadow Silver in here. GG, man.
Congratulations on moving to the next round.
I'm really happy right now.
Good,
Yeah,
you deserve it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a wild race. Yeah, how do you feel about that race overall? What's your perspective on that seed? Good time too.
Right. I felt like a lot of the items we needed were the dungeons we were required to go through anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was commentating on too. Besides Iron Boots, right?
Yeah,
There was not much outside of dungeons.
and the race upgrade as well.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what did you think when you found Din's Fire on horseback archery?
Well, Brief of Shadow was an option now, but I'm not gonna know just yet.
Yeah.
I wanted to set stuff aside first, just in case, because Iron Boots could be anywhere, almost.
Yeah, and actually Marco did all of Shadow, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, so, and he didn't find it, right? So
Yep,
it looks like that paid off for you.
And
Good
Yeah,
play.
just
so
finished up
I
with
was gonna do the Shadow couple after I covered, but I wanted to set the Central Colossus matchup to be safe. Mainly since the volcanic crater had Shadow, so
And then once you found that silver scale, were you thinking about, okay, maybe, one of 2 go mode items now, either the iron boots or the second scale, I can clear out Water Temple, hopefully.
yeah. But thankfully you don't need Iron Boots for this, just Gold Shadow or Iron Boots.
Yeah. Marco found that scale pretty early. He used one of his early bomb chews to go up the river and found those hover boots early, and then as soon as he was in the crater, grabbed that scale. So for a while, Marco was thinking, all right, Scale or iron boots, one of the two.
Je vais planter le bean.
Yeah, which I would not be surprised if I never found a bomb by.
Je vais aller voir Wasteland.
Yep, that bomb bag was pretty troll.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
weird too. Yeah, were you thinking like you would just do the rest of the race with just bomb shoes? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Worked out as long as you were smart about it. Yeah. If you think about it too, we ended up doing all the mini dungeons as well, right? You ended up doing GTG, Ice Cavern, and well, right?
Yep.
Yep. And that didn't really pan out. We also got hook shot pretty late, or maybe like 40, 50 minutes in Child Spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me, how'd you feel when you found like Mirror Shield in
Yeah.
adult?
At that
Spirit?
point, I was getting really excited.
I would be too, right? Because when does that happen, right?
Not much.
Yeah.
So Marco has defeated Volvagia, defeated Bongo Bongo. He guesses on how long it'll take him to get over into the desert. Does look like he wants to finish out this seed.
Yeah. And did you think this was going to be an all dungeon seed, Sonic? Because we got a lot of stuff that told us it might be, right?
Yeah. But I never found Hammer.
It was
Hammer
actually
was-
Shadow Temple.
Yep.
Oh wow.
And that second Gibdos from all the way before the boat ride.
I'm
Which is-
sure my job options, no,
Uh-huh.
the chances of all dungeons were kind of low.
Yeah, that's true. I think Raku kept on pointing out that it was like, well, what about frogs, right?
That
But-
Frost and Sunshine, right?
Yeah.
And
Not a high chance.
Marco actually found the Stone of Agony and got the hint for that. The Sun Song was on the Ocarina of Time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was in the crater fairy fountain. Of course, you need to go all the way through Shadow to get that.
Yeah. So it looks like you played. Yeah, you didn't forget the bean check. You didn't forget that check, and to be honest, that's what made the race.
Yep.
Yeah. How are you feeling about like is this so this is your first bracket match, right? And you won, right?
Yep.
So
All right.
yeah. How do you feel about the tourney so far? You know, what do you think your chances are?
I'm expecting to lose to what P WPHH or what the hell happened.
Right.
Yeah, you
When-
think you scoping out that matchup there? Who would you prefer wins that? So maybe you have a better chance in your race against them.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I haven't watched those two race a whole lot. I think What the Hell I've seen a little bit more, but I'm completely unfamiliar with how Max routes things and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max seems like a new runner, but what the hex happened? You know, language here, boys.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. I don't give a shit. But he I've seen him typically get like second or third or fourth place in a lot of races, and then he also has beaten me about every single time in NMG races. So you can be sure he has a big execution edge and a big knowledge of the game. So be looking forward to that matchup.
Let's keep a lookout on Marco's cam here as he picks up this pocket cuckoo.
Oh, I'm not sure when that showed up, by the way.
Oh yeah, because right, if you see there was a bracket race, I think it was Barrel's race, right, where that was required. That was just like what?
Yeah,
Well,
he had one
luckily-
shot for Barrel.
Yeah, luckily I think that trade quest item was like the Carpenter's Sword or something later, much later in the progression of that.
Yep.
But it looks like Marco is actually going to head into Jabu Jabu now.
Oh. Chut. Arrête.
I mean, at this point, he's got to be thinking, all right, Sonic's finished, right? He has that knowledge, so it couldn't be in too bad of a
Ah,
spot.
le fun. À l'état pur.
Hey, I mean, if I were Marco, I'd probably, I don't know, I'd probably be collecting skull time. So at least he's not doing that, right?
Well, he's got a couple hints. I know he found the 30 and the 40 hint.
Yeah.
Quoi je fasse d'autre?
I'd be looking at that overworld and be like, all right, what have I missed on the overworld? Because, 3
At
hours
that
in,
point-
it'd be hard to imagine that Sonic had, jumped into Jabu, Shadow, or Fire and managed to find something in there. Maybe
Yeah, at this
he's
point
just...
of the run, maybe you, not at this point, maybe like 4 hours, 5 hours in, you start looking at that, the Google spreadsheet, and you're like, what did I miss, boys?
Oh, I guess he's not. He's just in here going for that hint stone. But he is headed in the right direction if he pulls out his beans.
Let's see. So let's take a look at what the next match is. I believe there's another match today.
Yep, boy, there's a juicy.
Ooh. What time does that
But
one start?
that's gonna be a fun race to watch.
All these races are fun, man. The top 16 guys in here, like, just incredible watching you through the qualifiers.
Nocturne.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys are so much better than me. It's crazy. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Ah, j'aurais pu faire le truc.
Yeah, it's great. No, this is some high level play. Yeah. Yeah. Bloody Biscuit's also a really good runner. He's hanging out in the chat earlier. So yeah.
Yep, so far my bracket has suffered this one upset, but otherwise in pretty good shape. How about you
Yeah.
guys?
How do you feel about beating Marco, by the way, Sonic?
I was not expecting to beat him.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mark,
I mean, a lot of people probably were expecting Marco to win this one, because he's placed really high in a lot of races as well. But
well, he got first place in that one race, beating Anatomy Z, doing the unthinkable.
Yep.
yeah,
And I think that was an all dungeon seed too, so I think it
must
kind
be-
of lent to his 100% practice that he does every day.
That's true. Yeah. It's definitely interesting to see, like, some seeds will have more emphasis on execution. Some seeds will literally just be like, have you routed all your checks super efficiently, right? And I think in this seed, I think that was probably more important, right?
Well, it seems like that was the case.
Yeah.
Also, the bomb chew management.
Yeah, option management as well.
And speaking of bomb chews, that's exactly where Marco's headed, hoping that the bowling alley has something. Might even give us a look at that treasure chest minigame, but I don't think so, considering he came in here during the day.
Putain, si c'est ça, c'est pas de chance aussi. Mon bail il était tellement tard pour moi.
When do you think Marco's gonna find that bean plant? Check.
Well, he planted the bean. He's headed towards the right direction. He's getting warmer.
I see. So he's planted it. He planted it recently?
Yeah, he just got back from the desert.
I see. Okay. So he's probably gonna get like a 345 sub 4 at this point then.
Yep, that would be some good luck if he can manage to head over there and sub for it.
Yeah.
Looks like we got 2 more gossip stones up over by Hyrule
Ça,
Castle
j'aurais
that
pu
he's
faire
going to
avant de
check
passer le
out.
truc tout à l'heure.
He's going to check out at least one of these.
Mais bon, vu que je voulais à tout prix rush les donjons adultes.
Yeah, that's the funny thing with gossip stones. It's like it's you know,
Je trouvais que j'avais suffisamment
sometimes they can be
perdu- j'avais
really,
perdu
really
suffisamment de
valuable.
temps en en
Other
faisant, du
times
coup,
they can just be a big time sink
j'ai pas
in
voulu perdre 2
that
minutes à
matter
faire
at
ça.
all. Because not all checks that you need,
Ça
not all
me
go
saoule,
mode
mais
items that you
ensuite,
need are going to be
revenir
in
en
the
arrière, faire
hints,
choper,
right?
And
Mais
it
voilà,
seems
ça
like a
va,
lot
je
of the
vais relancer
time,
adulte.
when you do find the Stone of
J'essaierai
Agony,
si
there
ça
might be like
finit en
1 or
ça peut
2
prendre
hint
pour-
stones that lead you somewhere, but most of it's like, all right, you don't have to do 40, you don't have to do Big Goron's quest. Kind of knocks out some of the more tedious checks as opposed to pointing you in the right direction.
Sonic, let me ask you one more question. Are you gonna win the tourney? You got your sights on the prize?
Nope. I just want to have fun.
Bam, 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 bam.
There you
Wow.
go. Can't beat
what a
that.
good answer.
As long as you beat ATZ, I'm fine. Honestly.
Yeah, no, Sonic, you have to beat ATZ now. And you beat Marco already. Marco's beaten ATZ, right? So by
Ouais,
transitive
d'accord,
properties,
ok,
you've
ouais,
already
enfin.
beaten that.
Ah putain, oh.
Well, I have beaten that once before, but
Merde.
I believe it. I believe it.
Ah, putain, il y a Chess Mini.
But yeah, good answer, man.
Bordel de
That's
merde.
that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun.
Oh,
Yep.
trop long
But,
d'écran. Bon, tant pis. Hein.
Yeah. Prize pool. Trez, do we know how much the prize pool is at this point?
Not high.
C'est où déjà le...
Wait, let me
Do you
check.
hear that, chat?
It's not high. Did you hear that, chat?
So currently it's sitting at $130, and I'm putting in at least $100 from ZSR, so it's $230.
Right on. And what percentage of that will the first place winner take home?
Dang it! As if I knew.
ZSR hoodie.
He will get that too, yeah. But I don't know. Can't tell you right
I
now.
mean, at this point, have you already written out the check to ATZ, or?
What? No. He has to pay me if he wins the tournament. That's our deal. You know? That's how I make these tournaments, like, lucrative.
Oh, there's the gold scale for Marco! Oh, wow.
Lance chest. Wow.
He could have checked that like an hour ago, because he did the bottom of the well so early. So he might not even ever head over to the desert for those irons. Because, where was the boss key?
It was on a second level chest, right?
yeah.
The compass chest?
No, the key, the gainer chest, right? Pretty sure.
What's the gainer chest?
You can do a gainer jump. The bombable wall chest.
Oh, that one. I
believe it's
gotcha.
that.
Yeah, so he can get that with the gold scale.
Yep.
So this will finish this up for him.
Yeah, that'll just about do it. Sub 345, sub
Yeah.
350.
Even this is going to be a great ending to a pretty awesome seeds, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was a good seed. Yeah. Overall, yeah. I'm sure I'm sure we've all played much worse seeds.
Unfortunately, no easy way to get down here.
So, Sonic, who do you want to face off against in the next round?
Probably doesn't matter, I guess.
Huh?
Oh, it matters.
It doesn't matter for sure. We want that spicy drama. Come on.
Yeah, give us some spicy ass drama, Sonic. Who do you think you're better than in the tourney? Raikkour,
Moi,
right?
je fais ça en fait. Non, non, mais mec. Je suis con,
Well,
vas-y,
that guy can't even
Probably
KO.
Barrel, unless he goes super risky.
Pardon, sur le chemin.
Yeah, that's what's crazy about Barrel is
On va
like
passer Renal sur le chemin.
he's won some stuff by just like making some
Allez.
crazy plays, right?
Je vais juste faire le labo au cas où.
Yeah.
Parce que bon, de toute
Yeah,
façon,
a lot of
je
runners
tous
like
les coups
might,
en vote, hein.
you know, head, you know, in
Vraiment,
one
je fais
direction
les
and
deux
realize,
fois.
oh, I missed this one or
Il y en a
two
un qui est
checks
impossible.
over here
Il y
and
en a un qui est possible,
backtrack.
mais je sais pas
Seems
faire.
like Barrel's like, oh, I missed that check, whatever. Come back to it if I need to.
Si tu plonges, je dois pouvoir.
Yep.
Je regarderai.
Yeah.
Looks like Marco was kind of thinking, all right, maybe the gold scale was leading to the iron boots. Checked out that last Tektite grotto.
Yeah, I guess at this point Marco doesn't really have anything to lose. Just kind of, you know, do some last few checks to kind of pique
Give
his
him some
curiosity.
peace of mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh? Let's see. Gonna try to pull up the bracket real quick.
Oh, and one final check from Marco. Gonna hit up the laboratory.
T'es ça au cas où.
I'm totally stealing that.
Yo, Trexo, where can I find the bracket?
Exclamation bracket.
Yeah,
Let's go. What?
we have
Is easy.
we have a professional restream. You know, we have commands.
Man, that's so nice.
All that hard work Tresco puts into this.
I mean, it doesn't work half of the time, but hey, I'm trying.
The rando bot worked at not spoiling the race tonight.
Yeah, but he also didn't show the final time of Sonic, so I'm still kind of mad.
That's what we got that big timer up on the screen for.
Oh, I forgot you did that, the switch like that.
So not sure if Marco is gonna head to the compass chest first or just gonna long shot down to the map chest. The latter would give him a little bit of time save.
So this Bloody Biscuits versus Juicy matchup. I actually don't know much about Juicy. Do you guys have an inkling of who's gonna win that one?
Honestly, Juicy is like the runner that surprised me the most in the final few bracket races or like qualification races. I believe
Qualification. Yeah.
he won the final one if I remember correctly, or the second to last
Wow.
one.
Le plus malchanceux, ce serait genre que lui, il est
So,
équipe à mid-scale comme moi, du coup, mais
This is probably
que les
the
round boots soient,
most
genre,
even
après
match
Shadow, Fire et tout.
I want to say. Maybe what the hell's happened against Max is even more even, but Bloody against Juicy will be really hype, if you ask me.
What time does that one start?
An hour, pretty much.
Oh yeah, that's coming right up.
Yeah.
Et là, du coup,
Is it at
tout
6 or
Awesome.
7?
Je peux avoir la basque ou pas.
That's
6:30.
coming up
Enfin, peut-être
at 7.
1.
7. 7.
So we got about
Puis comme par hasard, c'est celui-là.
90 minutes
It will also be
to
live.
go get some food.
Yeah, it will also be
Yeah.
live on this channel, by the way. So
And we
Stay
will have
tuned.
different commentators for that. If you guys have grown sick of us, well, rejoice.
Ah, ok, ouais, bah.
And there's the boss key for Marco.
Ouais. Super. Bon, bah, je vais finir.
And there's also Dotto,
Un peu plus de 30 minutes d'arrivée.
Dotso versus JEWK, right?
Bon,
Oh,
j'imagine
that's
qu'il
gonna
va
be a
faire
good
ça.
one.
Great
Mais
one.
vraiment, putain, s'il est Iron Boots, elles
Dotso,
sont,
the big cheater
par
versus
exemple,
Juck, who has all those
Oh.
glitchless tricks down.
putain, c'est vraiment pas de chance, quoi, de ma part.
Yeah, I think both of them actually have a lot of knowledge of OOT speedrunning, actually.
J'étais bien parti
So
pour ça.
I will look forward to that watch. It'll be maybe a little bit more on the execution for them, and maybe not as much on routing like some other runners.
Eh là là.
I'm waiting for Test Runner
Je sais pas si
to
elle est
implement
lancée.
like a shuffled HP. Maybe do like a
Aussi qu'il est sur
plus or
lancé,
minus
c'est
4
avant,
hit points.
enfin, je veux dire, très tôt avant même d'aller
It
dans
could give you know, some of the runners who are a little bit better at combat an advantage in a particular seed. It's one of the settings in the Zelda 1 randomizer that's quite fun.
Oh, I've never played
Ça
Zelda 1
m'étonnerait que ce soit genre le
randomizer,
HP du
actually.
colosse. Si c'est ça,
Is it a good
Get
time?
on it.
laisse tomber.
Fast seed in Zelda 1 is a sub-hour.
Si c'est le HP
Compared
du
to
colosse,
this.
c'est genre 30.
But to be fair, whenever I played
Ouais,
Zelda 1
si tu-
casually,
tu le
I'd
prends
always
vraiment.
get like lost, to be perfectly honest.
Oh yeah, no,
Ah, oublié de le
there's a
faire.
nice Z1 helper application that you can download off the Discord, and you know, gives you the overworld map and you know what you can check it. You know, similar to Test Runner's map tracker.
And how to get through Lost Woods, right?
It does not
Ok,
provide
ouais,
that
ça, c'est
information,
pour 40,
although a
40
quick
points.
Google search
C'est
with
pas un
that
bon
can
point
help you out.
victoire.
I think I told myself I wouldn't use
Ah, qu'est-ce que tu
Google on my last
Rien.
casual playthrough, which is like a year or two ago. And I just spent like 2 hours trying to trial and error it.
Ça, je fais un
Pretty good.
quoi.
Another
Ça m'a coûté
way
beaucoup.
around that is the screen wrap.
Parce que ouais, si c'est vraiment le
If
HP
you
du colosse, c'est
go,
à cause de ça que
you know,
je
there's a
laisse
couple
lancer,
screens you can, you know, wrap around by exploiting a well-known glitch.
That sounds like cheating to me
Yeah.
personally.
It's pretty useful. It's not too difficult. It
Ouais.
doesn't really allow too much of an advantage. And of course, the logic isn't built around knowing it. Marco finished off with Morpha here. Just has to. Fortunately, he can't warp to the Temple of Time because he didn't complete the Ice Cavern, but save and quit, and he will be up to Ganon shortly.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to that Marco versus not Marco, Ats versus Runner guy one as well. That's gonna be a really good race.
Fait, quoi.
Yeah, we got some races, guys. Check them out. We'll be back in an hour.
Yep, and then we have the weekly tomorrow and the European weekly on Sunday.
Sadly, I can use this as an announcement. We won't be able to stream either weekly this week.
Oh no.
For what it takes, I'm out of town for the next 4 days, and sadly 2 other restreamers are as well, and we won't be able to cover them. We will try to cover the 2 bracket matches this weekend, but I can't promise it. So stay tuned for updates on that.
Still welcome to participate in those races and watch some individual streams, maybe get a multi-Twitch going on.
I may be participating in one of those races. I don't know if it's going to be an exemplary display of skills, but yeah, if I do.
Luck with that.
Come check out my stream.
Tresco, are there any plans to do a restream of the vodcast maybe for the matches that are coming up this weekend that we won't be able to restream?
If you can't live stream those matches,
Curieux de savoir où sont les Hornboots.
it's actually a solid idea. I'll talk to the guys. Maybe we're just doing that.
Yeah, that's something we've done for the Zelda 1 tournaments. You know, if we can't find a crew in time, especially, you know, if there's not enough free streamers, we'll just grab the vodcast of the 2 runners and then kind of do commentary, you know, after the fact. So don't spoil it, anybody. And
It'll
wow,
become interesting.
Marco just blazed through
Yeah.
those iron knuckles.
That's a strategy called double knuckles. Does it quite fearlessly.
Yeah, Marco can probably do the last bit of this in his sleep. He runs this game so much.
Yeah.
Ce que j'aurais dû faire, c'est après j'étais
And not to worry on that low magic because
Donner au plus vite.
Ganondorf is a little helpful here at the end, kind of pulling a James Bond
Ce
villain,
qu'il a fait d'ailleurs.
fills you up.
Si j'avais fait ça, j'aurais gagné, je pense. Ouais. Quasi sûr.
And I'm actually going to step away here for just a minute.
All right. Let's see if he gets the one cycle, guys. PogChamp if he gets the one cycle. Oh, he's doing a quick spin. Oh, he plays a little tennis. Jump slashes. He's got the bigger on sword, actually, so one cycle's like super easy. Think of it.
Who's using PogChamp in 2018? Come on, consultant.
You're so mean. You're so mean, Mr. T.
Mr. T, I could enjoy that. Mr. T sounds nice.
Yeah. I don't even want to say Trez. I'll just say Mr. T. Poggers! See? Everyone's doing it. See, I told you.
Poggers is something different, though.
That's true. Poggers is the
Poggers is
the new pop.
way better.
I guess I'm an OG kind of guy. An old grizzled consultant. Maybe I still like PogChamp. All right, now let's see if you can one cycle Ganon.
Pas de texte.
Except that's not possible, but it'd be pretty funny if you could.
Oh, don't you know about the Ice Arrow strats versus Ganon?
Can you one cycle with that? Technically, I don't think that's possible. The one use for ice arrows.
That would be something to add. That would be pretty funny.
Yeah. So, what Margaret just did there was he stored a jump slash with the Master Sword. The Master Sword is the only weapon that does more than one damage on Ganon, but it gets knocked out of your hand at the beginning of the battle, the first cycle. But you can store the damage using pretty much the crouch stab mechanic, so that you can use the hammer to store that damage and use it in hammer crouch stabs to kill the first cycle faster.
Got those pro strats down.
Pro strats. And actually in the glitch categories, you can super slide into the Ganon cutscene and hold shield so that you can actually keep the Master Sword, which is pretty tight as well. But can't do that here.
And that's, of course, after doing the escape sequence.
Right.
All
that's
right,
it, guys.
GG.
Marco's done.
341.16. So Marco actually.
Du coup, faut que j'attende 10 minutes maintenant.
Yeah, I can't say it any differently. He got his ass ripped. I'm sorry, but that's how it is.
The French have lost today.
I mean, it was really close there towards the end in that search for iron boots after the spirit temple.
It was anyone's game, like 2.5 hours in, but one check. That's rando, guys. One check.
And look at that, another seed that was not an all dungeon seed.
Yeah, get off my butt, people. Randobot is good.
After some minor improvements.
Yeah, I mean Iron Boots Colossus was mean. Yeah, okay. But it wasn't an all dungeon seed, so.
Now, I'd say overall this is a pretty good seed to watch. It was pretty average in terms of length, if not even a low average, so.
And also,
I'm happy.
It also might be Randobot being scared of Randobot 2 surpassing him, so the seeds will get better now. That could be it. Because Randobot 2 actually knocked it out of the park yesterday. That sub 3 seed. So
Yep. I think Wrecker had a little bit to do with that, especially skipping that Ocarina minigame.
Yeah, Randobot 2 being a lot nicer to us. Randobot 1, which is good. So we can get more matches in.
So I'm trying to ask Marco if he's joining for an interview.
Oui, bah enfin, je pouvais, Umbriel, mais au bout d'un moment.
Sonic, are you still here, by the way?
Au bout d'un moment, c'est le problème, c'est qu'il y a plein de trucs à faire, Umbriel, avant de repasser adulte. Si tu veux.
Nope, it
vraiment
looks
jouer
like
safe, tu fais
Sonic's.
tout,
Oh,
mais
Sonic's still on the Discord.
Déjà de base.
Yep.
j'avais
I'm
été
still
à
here.
mine,
Oh,
j'avais
there
été
he
au
is.
J'avais été au
Ah.
domaine.
How's it going,
Déjà,
Sonic?
c'était des trucs qui m'ont servi à
Pretty
rien en
good.
plus. Rivière, domaine, L'Aquilia, j'ai fait tout
Good,
ça
good.
pour
Marco
rien.
just
Au bout
finished,
d'un moment,
so
vu que t'as
he
plein de
found
thunes
gold
pour faire
scale.
ça adulte, tu te dis, bah vas-y,
So,
c'est pas pour
Yep.
un check.
So yeah, Marco
que je vais
Marco
aller, je vais
won
jouer
because he
Requiem,
found more
planter
items.
le bean, ensuite je vais faire
Is
ça,
that
ça, ça.
isn't that how it
Vraiment,
works?
tu y vas quoi.
Like,
J'ai juste pas eu de chance.
I think
c'est
it is.
Comme par hasard,
Pretty
ce
sure.
truc-là.
right?
yeah, I mean, he plays Hundo, so that's how it
De toute
works,
façon,
right?
lui, il a skip des trucs aussi.
Yeah, he did more checks. He
Yeah.
like full cleared Shadow Temple and did like most of Fire.
In fact, Sonic, I think you have to go back into your ROM and the rest of the checks.
Oh yeah.
I can.
J'ai pas joué Requiem, j'ai pas été planté.
Yeah, please find the hammer first.
I had the dive crash.
Hammer was in
And I'm on big
Hammer was in Shadow, by the way.
so
Après, bon, je fais de la merde.
when
Yeah.
Big Hawk crashes, it deletes the entire save data.
J'aurais pu, au lieu de save warp, parce que j'ai save warp à ce moment-là.
Alright, so it's not
Yeah.
looking like Marco is joining us for an interview. So
Et puis après save warp.
yeah guys,
Mais en effet, ça
I
aura
guess
peut-être une fois que j'étais à la pêche.
we'll just cut for now here, and we'll be back in like an hour when we'll have the next race of today, which will be Bloody Biscuits against a Juicy, and that will be amazing. I'm pretty sure that will be as close as it gets. So shoutouts to Consultant in August for doing the commentary. GG to Sonic for winning. And also shoutouts to our trackers who were Infinitum and Bladefang FT today. So yeah, any final words, guys?
Well, just congratulations to Sonic, and good game to Marco, and thanks for all the work you do behind the scenes, Trez.
Yeah, well, thank you. I love doing it. Although it's stressful, but I'm Trez, so stressful is close enough, I guess. That was bad. Okay, I'm leaving. Thanks for
Okay.
Thanks for
well,
watching, everyone.
My last words.
Yeah, go ahead.
Famous last words. My last words. Hey, Sonic, Marco, thanks for the great race. It was a pleasure to watch. Tony's freaking hype, guys. Donate all your paychecks. That's all I got to say. Go watch the next match. It's gonna be hype.
Yep, I agree. See you in an hour.
Mais genre, tout était sur le chemin, du coup.